Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to a very, very special episode of The Fifth Dimension. This is episode number 50, and for this one, I had to get some really cool friends, some gigantic Kingdom Hearts geeks, in order to have some fun ahead of the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary event that's happening this April 10th in Tokyo, specifically Shibuya at the Shibuya Hikari building. The possibilities are endless. And let me go ahead and introduce them if you don't know who they are. Let's start off with Sarahkey. How are you doing today?
Hello. I'm doing well. I'm very excited.
Man, my excitement knows no bounds for Kingdom Hearts, man. 20 years, and you think I would get a little less hype, but like, nah. The more just keep pulling rabbits out of the hats, and I'm like, I'm ready for more. Next up, we have a very good friend of mine, my first YouTube friend ever.
Oh my god, am I really?
Yeah. Asshole.
How is that my fault? Excuse me that I got friends first.
No. You didn't have to. No, it's not that you had friends first. It's just that you just put me on the spot just now. Ouch.
Oh, it's because that's so nice. I was just shocked. I was like, wow. That's because
Wow.
I've known you. Like, I think about it. I've known you like the end of like when I was in high school. I'm like a whole adult now. Finished school, like college, all that. Like, it's been a very long time since we've known each other, and that's crazy.
SkywardWing.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry. What's good, y'all? Hello. Always happy to be here all the time. Fun fact, I have you on my TV right now, and I have my TV volume set to one out of 100, and I heard you, which is very impressive. I was like, oh shit.
Wow. Oh man. And then our special guest of honor today, last but not least, everyone, please put your hands together for Miss Erika Harlacher. How are you doing today?
Thanks for having me back. Yeah.
Of course. You know, we're all Kingdom Hearts fans here, and I just had to bring y'all back for this explosive episode. But before we get into the real spiel of the 20th anniversary, we gotta talk about the things we like to geek out most when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. And someone here in particular put together a very amazing puppet show musical. Miss Erika, you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, me?
Please?
Okay. Yeah. I made a puppet show musical thing inspired by Kingdom Hearts. Yeah, it's just a fan thing. I had people being like, wait, is this like anything official? No, it's not. I just did it for fun. So I'm trying not to make money off of it because I don't want people to get mad at me.
Of course not, but like it's
yeah.
like when it's fan made things, I'm pretty sure you're gonna be in the clear as long as you know. No, I'm pretty sure in the clear because I was trying to think of something to add on to it. But let's talk about that puppet show. Oh wait, yeah, Sky, you had something to say?
Oh no, I was gonna say like it's really good. I was like,
Thank
holy
you.
cow! Like you did that for fun. Like that was
Yeah.
crazy. That was amazing. I'm like,
Thank
what?
you.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I it was like 4 years ago, I was bored one day, and I was like, wow, what if Kingdom Hearts was a musical? And then I wrote like 6 songs in a day, and then I showed my now husband, who was my boyfriend at the time, when he came home from work, I was like, look, and he was like, wow, those sound like real songs, and I was like, thank you. And then I did nothing with them, because I didn't know how, like, there was no way a Kingdom Hearts musical was gonna be a thing ever. So I was like,
It is now.
I know, well, and then when the pandemic started, you know, there was like that period of time towards the beginning of the pandemic where at least I was like, maybe I'll make this a fun lockdown and I'll do something cool. So what can I do that's crafty? And then I was like, what if I made puppets? And then they sang the songs, because then I don't have to like figure out how to put it on with a theater, and like that seems like legally and wouldn't work. But like puppets, maybe I could just do that and put that up. So, but then it took me until now to finish it because I got really focused on it, and then, you know, the pandemic kept going and it got more and more depressing.
Mm-hmm.
And also my husband had the great idea to animate the puppet faces. So like,
Oh, so he did that. I was gonna ask him, like,
Yeah.
who did that?
So I made the puppets. I made them by hand. This is goofy. Wah. And he has no face, and we put the tape on there because we filmed them on a green screen, and then we like tracked their faces. So then my husband created animated like cutouts that kind of look like felt, and then we did it that way. And so it was a great idea. However, he got very busy. And so I kept being like, we gotta finish the puppet show. And then so for Christmas this year, he was like, what do you want for Christmas? And I was like, I want you to finish the puppet show. And he was like, are you sure you can't open anything? And I was like, yes. So that was my present. He finished the puppet show.
Oh, that's amazing. That's what a story, man. Because like I'm not gonna lie, and like you already know. I told this to you on Twitter the day you released the video. I was singing that song the whole day. I was like, bro, this is so good. Like it's become like, what do you call it? Brain. Like I don't want to say brainworm because that sounds so negative, right? But yeah, it's literally brainworms. I'm like, man, that's such a good ass.
Thank you. Man. That makes me so happy because I've wanted to make like original music for a long time, and I want to write musicals someday, specifically maybe for Disney if I can figure out how to get in there. So it's cool that people like it enough to like be thinking about it. And I saw some guy on TikTok who was like dancing to it. He like used the sound and he was just like dancing and singing along. And I was like, whoa, he learned it enough to sing along. That's cool. So yeah, it's very exciting. I clearly like Kingdom Hearts a little bit too much to be using
not
all
enough,
my spare
not
time.
enough, not enough, not enough. Not until I see all 6 songs produced.
I know. I'm like, I feel like I might be in the clear, so I might start working on the next one, which I'm going really out of order. I did this one first because it was my favorite song. So the next one I would do would be like the opening song of my fake musical that I imagine in my head.
I'm out here just waiting for the Ansem fight. I want to see how that's gonna be done.
That's a ways away. Next one is I have to make Riku and Kairi puppets for the next one because. Also, Sora, I have the Sora puppet, but his hair got bent somehow. I think my dog stepped on him, so it's like bothering me that it's bent. So I'm like, do I want to make a whole new Sora puppet?
It looks fine.
I feel like it's kind of on brand to have Sora have bent hair.
That's
Each
true.
game, his hair's kind of always a little different with each fit. So
True, yeah. I mean, it's kind of floppy. It's kind of cute. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see.
kind
if
of
it annoys me.
endearing.
I feel like it's very Sora. Yeah.
Yeah. Same with my dog ripped up like there's a lamppost in the.
I was about to say.
Traverse Town. I always want to say Twilight Town, but no, Traverse Town. And it's like a little, I made that separate, so it's a little cardboard lamppost. And he ripped it up right before we were going to film it. And my husband was like, let's leave it because we were going for a homemade look anyway, and it's kind of cute that Gus ripped it up. So we just placed it back together. So if you watch it, you can see that the lamppost is ripped in half. And
Now I gotta go back and see that.
That's so cool. Little BTS for you. That's so awesome.
Yeah. So I'm glad you guys like it. Thank you.
I got baited actually. I remember. I got baited. I thought it was legit. I was like, this is it. This is the multimedia franchise. They started with the puppet musical. Wow. That's pretty on brand.
I mean, if they
going back, I was like,
I wouldn't say no, but like also.
Like I'll say, I have no legalese to anyone. Disney, you shouldn't give her money. Let her produce the rest of it. It's pretty fire. Do the rest.
I would love to work with them for real, but for now, I'll just make puppets on my own.
You know, like we were talking about this like before we went live, and I'm thinking about now. I'm like, you know how they be doing like Olaf reminisces about certain stories, or like he narrates the stories and stuff. Like I'm serious. Like Disney Square, I know y'all are watching, so I'm like, yo, Disney Plus series right there. Right?
I was thinking about it, and I was like, it would be cute to do like you could condense it into like a 30-minute kind of musical puppet show for like various things, you know. And I was like, that could be cute, but I don't know how to get into contact with anybody in charge of any of that, so I'll just keep making it.
That does sound like a lot of
sometimes they get into contact with you because I've seen people I was just gonna say I've seen people like they do these like labors of love and passion projects, and then they just get contacted. It's like, hey, listen, that's really good. Like,
that'd be great, because then I don't have to figure anything out.
Oh,
But
definitely.
I mean, otherwise, I mean, I'm happy to just keep making it on my own because I just think it's fun.
I keep making it. I would love to see more of it.
Yeah.
My goodness. So,
I started with the best song though, so if I make more, I'm a little bit nervous that people are gonna be like, "This song's not as good." And I'm like, "Yeah, I started with the best."
Oh, you-
Oh yeah, you set a bar. You did
yeah,
set
you
a
set a
bar.
high bar. Like,
I didn't expect people to like. I don't know. I was like, I hope more than like 200 people watch this, and then it's been like 1 million people now, and there are like 4 articles when I woke up the next morning, and I was like, oh crap, this was horrible.
expectations.
Should have started with the worst one and then kind of built my way up, but I wasn't thinking.
I'm sure they're all really good.
Thank you. This one's the best. I'll just say that right now. This one's the best one.
We'll be the judge of that. I'm sure they're gonna be great. What was I gonna say? Before we get on to the next topic, everyone, if you have not seen this wondrous video, please go watch it. You can find it super easily. The Kingdom Hearts musical puppet show. Your YouTube channel is still with the K Games, or yeah, right, perfect. So if you guys need like a direction to be pointed towards with a K Games, go check it out. It's amazing. I've seen it on repeat like 20 times in an hour. So yeah, no, trust me, it's good. It's
Thank you.
It's good.
Hooray!
Trust me. Oh man. Now that's a high bar now set for the rest of this conversation. But let's get into the rest of the spiel when it comes to the Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary. And then once I bring this up, I'm gonna throw the ball over to Sarah because she hasn't had much of a chance to talk. So we're gonna change that right now. And so the 20th anniversary is happening for those who have been living under a rock. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to fix this, and my mouse is all right. There we go. The 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts is happening on April 10th. And it's happening in Shibuya, and a lot of people have been, trying to link certain ideas of what is probably gonna go down at this event. And the funniest thing that someone brought up to my attention is that in certain regions, they put, they flip the month and day of a calendar day or a date or whatever, and instead of 410, it would be 10-4, like the 10th day of the 4th month, 10-4, 104, like the 104 building in Shibuya. And I just feel like, just to get this out of the way, that we could get an imminent announcement of either Kingdom Hearts 4, a Quadratum game, or a Yozora-based game. And like it's just way too much things are like aligning right now. And the fact that like Nomura's the madman. Did you guys know? I'm pretty sure you guys already knew, but did you guys know that the anniversary event is literally 13 days after the actual anniversary of Kingdom Hearts 1?
Whoa.
I saw that on Twitter.
That's funny. I like that.
No, I hate it. I hate it. I'm so tired.
This is gonna be
like,
forever. They've been doing this since we were boys and girls. They're gonna do this until forever. That's it.
It's crazy. So with that being considered, and now that I've got the thought in y'all's heads, let's start off with Sarah. What do you think game-wise, especially if you think the Shibuya and 410, 10-4 has any inclination to what they could possibly be teasing for this event? What do you think game-wise could happen in terms of announcements at the 20th anniversary event? Sarah, let's hear it from you.
I definitely don't think that the 10-4 is a coincidence. I think it's like it has to have some kind of symbolism, especially because we know that Nomura does tend to do that anyway. I don't know about I did see the whole 13-day thing. That might just be a coincidence, that one, but maybe not. I don't know. But I don't know. I definitely think because I'm not sure where Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to go. I don't know if that is going to be the Quadratum or if there is going to be a separate game like Verum Rex, for example. But I do think, it's already been like 3 years now, which is so weird, since Kingdom Hearts 3. And
it's like,
I think
that game came out yesterday. What do you mean 3 years?
I know!
Like...
so weird. But I could see maybe 2 games getting announced. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 4 and another game. I don't know. But whatever it may be, I don't know. I'm just excited. I don't really care. Give me more Kingdom Hearts. But yeah, I definitely think it's going to have something to do with Quadratum in some way and Shibuya and all of that. So yeah.
I'm so excited. and whatnot. Sky,
It's
let's go
been
into-
3 years. I'm sorry.
Oh my
I
god!
know.
It's been 3 years.
I saw your the hands on your head, and I'm like, bro, you good? You got a headache? Do you not want to be here? Like what?
Hey, the last 2 years don't really count because
It's
we were
true.
in a
That's the
pandemic
problem.
And time is weird. So I
Yeah,
feel
time's an
like-
illusion.
So wait, by that logic, are we all just 2 years younger? Because I would just happily be like,
Yes.
yeah, which is that's just
Yeah.
okay, cool.
I
I'll
mean,
take that.
it's 2022, so 2020 also. Again, let's just
Wait, no, I can't run through this again. We can't go through this
We're
again.
like a good 2020 this time, and not a bad
2020 new game plus. Like I can't handle that. I'd rather not.
re
20
2020.
Yeah, there you go. I was like, read 2020. Final mix. Hopefully. Oh my goodness. So Sky, what do you think in terms of game announcements? What could happen at the Shibuya Hikari building? Now, before I let Sky talk, another piece of like when I go to each player to talk, another interesting pice of Twitter lore that people have been finding out. A lot of people believe that the building that the Master of Masters was standing on at the end of the Yozora Secret movie and base Kingdom Hearts 3 is the Shibuya Hikari building, right? Which is a building that is really close to the train station. It's not too far from 104. It's all in Shibuya, right? So like if you go towards the train station, like me and Sky saw it, we should have went there. We just didn't.
We
just,
had no context of. I mean, we kind of did, but we were more so like Shibuya. And
yeah, we
did
were
that.
like, yo, 109. Like, where were you? It's like there's nothing else. There's Tower Records, there's 109, and there's Hachi. There's it.
That's
right?
it.
But yeah, the Shibuya Hikari building is really close to the train station. And a lot of people believe that's where the Master is standing when he puts the hand over the heart, and then you can see the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building in the distance, which is actually in Shinjuku where Riku and Yozora is. So, what do you think, Scott?
I think it's more so because like the last couple, I think all throughout Kingdom Hearts 3's development, we've been very like, like maybe they might show something. This is good. This is gonna be all the bells and all the whistles. Like I'm fully ready for what they did at the end of Kingdom Hearts 2, where they were like, here's like 3 games that won't come out for several years, and I'm like, okay, I'm ready for that. I'm ready for them. And like I said, I'm always finger crossing for multimedia Kingdom Hearts. Like that is in my opinion more important to me than playing the next game. I wanted to strengthen the brand. I'm thinking about it like that. Like just get the kids to wear some backpacks. I'd love to see some cartoons, some shirts. Like do the thing, Disney, please. That's my dream for that. So
I definitely understand that, especially since, Disney finally, I would say, understood the lucrativeness of Kingdom Hearts as a whole with Kingdom Hearts 3. So I feel like not only Kingdom Hearts 3 is the fastest selling and the most selling Kingdom Hearts game, Sora came to Smash, everyone's streaming Kingdom Hearts. Sora's like trending every other day on Twitter and whatnot. So I mean, like, Disney, come on, what are you doing? What are you waiting for in order to bring us more Kingdom Hearts in more ways? Which is funny, because I made a joke about that, because what the current producer of Kingdom Hearts, Mr. Hazma, said about, we can experience Kingdom Hearts in more ways than just play. And I'm like, oh, are we able to smell Kingdom Hearts? And literally, like a couple of days ago, they announced the perfume set. I'm like, okay, listen, I was kidding. Like, I was actually kidding. And then, like, yeah, there's Sora, Riku, and Kairi scents.
You smell like Sora, Riku, and Kairi?
Apparently, I'm like... I straight up, I'm gonna buy the Riku one, and I'm like, okay, this needs to smell like darkness. I want to know what this smells like.
Maybe Sora smells like friendship.
Friendship in a bottle.
Yeah.
what if it smells awful? That's gonna be the worst. Like, what if it's the most like he smells like log water? Like, it is just the most terrible. Like, he smells like a dirty 14-year-old boy. 30.
Does the gummy ship have a shower? We don't know. So
I feel Sora takes good care of himself. And also,
No.
That, like, you don't no, Sky. You live in New York. You don't live near the water, all right? You don't live near the beach or
What does
whatnot.
that mean?
What does that mean is that you don't understand the purifying essence of salt water in the air when it just pervades you if you live close to a beach.
Did you just admit to all these people that you don't shower?
I shower every day, Sky. I'm just saying. No, Sky, I shower every day, but I'm just saying that salt water, beach water, all that stuff smells really nice when you live in a place. Because I live in Florida, so there's a beach in my backyard.
For the majority,
Yeah.
he's not on the beach, is he?
But he
He's
grew
in a
up on the
tiny
beach.
little gummy
Erika,
ship.
he spent a whole of 2 years away from the beach. And that's
a
when he's
long
not going to
time.
beach levels. Like
Maybe it doesn't smell like
I feel
suntan
like-
lotion.
Donald.
There you
maybe
go,
forces
coconuts
him
and
to take
Papu.
showers. So he's like, you old man duck, don't tell me
Yeah.
what to do.
Wait. What does Riku smell like? What do you think that aura smells like?
Darkness.
Smells awesome.
Darkness.
Yeah,
you
it smells like
you spray
dark.
yourself and you just start making bad decisions. You're like,
you just get
danger.
aggressive and stuff. It's like, yo, let's go. I'm ready to like, yo, where's Maleficent at, bro? I need to. That'll be that'll be great. Now, moving on over to throwing the ball to Erika when it comes to the same question. Before I give you the floor, another like awesome piece I would say of like Twitter lore that got interjected in this spiel for Kingdom Hearts 20th anniversary is taking place on 4/10. Apparently, it's Haley Joel Osment's birthday that day, and I'm like,
Cool.
okay, come on, no. Like Nomura's a psycho. Like the amount of pieces falling into place can't be doing this. So Erika, go for it. It's all you.
So I feel like I will be shocked, pleasantly shocked, if they announce anything that's gonna have a release date before like 2025. But I do think maybe they'll do what Sky said, where they're like, here's 3 games that we're gonna make over the next decade. To be determined when they're coming out. And I am hoping for something that's not a game. I really want them to put Kingdom Hearts in the parks somehow. Like even just like merch or something, like a little like a thing in a parade, like something. Come on, they have the costumes, though they need to update the Sora one. But they have the King Mickey costume and the Donald and Goofy costumes. So like, hello. But yeah, I want them to say something about the parks. I don't know. I'm trying to keep expectations low, just so that I'm excited no matter what happens. But that I'm not expecting too much. But it is the 20th anniversary, so I know that we're all kind of expecting something.
Big things. Listen, I like this
Yeah.
event cannot be something that could have been an email. I'm saying this right now.
Yeah.
There's no reason for them to do that.
I feel like they're not gonna let me down, but I like to just not be too excited. But yeah, I do think they're probably gonna be like, here's our plan for the next decade, and then like lay out hopefully the games, which I do think is gonna be like Quadratum, and I feel like they're gonna make that like a whole prequel Quadratum thing. That's a whole basically separate thing from Kingdom Hearts. And then have Kingdom Hearts 4 have Quadratum in it, so then it's like a crossover with their own in-universe game. I don't know. That logically makes the most sense, like, to release in that order to me. But I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I get that. It was kind of like Birth by Sleep in that way, where you
Yeah,
got the introduction
exactly.
to all these characters, and
Mhm.
then they came back later in
Yeah.
big ways.
Yeah.
So you guys see what Erika is doing as a professional. She's curbing our enthusiasm because she already knows what's going on because she's been voicing the lines for Subject X since the beginning of this year, right?
That's true.
So she's just
Actually,
making
like-
sure.
While I
Play
totally,
all the characters in the next game, but
I
don't
believe
tell
it.
anyone that.
I
Yeah,
believe
that's
it.
between just the 4 of us, so don't tell anybody.
The 400 of us, you mean?
What? No.
Oh my goodness. But all things considered, I think you guys are all on the nose when it comes to our expectations and what we can, truly, be hyped up about for the 20th anniversary event of what we can get. One funny thing that I was thinking when Erika was going off on the park tangent is that I was thinking, like, can you imagine just like Goofy, Donald, and Mickey in their Kingdom Hearts costumes, like as mascots? They've done that before for photo shoots before in Disney parks. Can you imagine like on like every hour, like in the square, like a different villain, like Maleficent or Hades or Oogie Boogie shows up in the square, and then these 3 just come out of nowhere and just like bum rush them and just like beat them up in front of everyone in Disneyland or Disney World, and like, yo, Kingdom Hearts is great.
That'll be so cool. Okay,
It's a look and
I
a half,
have
honestly.
the best Disney parks idea. So if anyone from Disney Parks is watching, here's a free idea for you. You don't have to pay me for this, even though it's gold. All right, Tomorrowland and Disneyland needs a complete overhaul, except for Space Mountain. Keep that. But everything else is like we have Star Wars Land, so like move the Star Wars ride over. We have another Toy Story ride over in California Adventure, so we don't need the Buzz Lightyear one anymore. And there's that whole big like, you know, dome that's like just not being utilized, right? So like make where the Star Wars ride is now, that is not in Star Wars Land, turn that into a gummy ship ride. Hello. And we can travel to different worlds. They already have it set up where it can be like different stories depending on when you ride it, and like it would be really easy, and you don't even have to change the mechanics of the ride. You just do new videos. So hello, I do that, please.
That'd be epic. I would love that.
Yo, Disney needs to understand that for some wild reason, Kingdom Hearts fans have money, okay? Y'all need to understand that. If a ride like that were to be integrated, I will buy like 4 annual passes like at once, right? Like easily. I'll be there. Disney World is literally like, for me, it's like a 2-hour drive. I'll be there like every week, every day. Every day.
They could even do a special, like, you know how they made Space Mountain Star Wars themed for a little while? Sometimes they like change it into Star Wars theme. They could change it into a gummy ship roller coaster for like a couple of months as like a special event kind of thing. And I bet a lot of us would pay tickets just to go on that. So just saying, like, hello.
That's the thing I think about Disney and Kingdom Hearts in general, is that Sora is, I guess I would describe it as a multiverse king that they are underutilizing, because multiverse is like super in right now. Like it's everywhere. And Sora's been doing this since 2002. Like, can they up him a little bit? But they, oh, look, he's a little bit everywhere, you know?
Get it? Like, at least, like, make some little blow-up keyblades that then kids can, like, bop each other with that don't hurt at all, you know? They're, like, little balloons.
Sock 'em boppers!
Yeah.
Bro, no, Erica, that's not for the kids. That's for me in HK. I literally see it.
Yeah.
It's time.
They can steal what Harry Potter Land does with their, like, wand technology, and then people could get keyblades, and then if you go to certain points in the park and you point the keyblade at the right section, like something lights up or something, you know?
I would cry.
I have great ideas. So Disney Park, you should hire me as a consultant, because I have many ideas, all Kingdom Hearts related, so I'm not really interested in helping you with anything else.
Please. Oh my goodness. I'm just thinking about those blow up keyblades now. I'm like, yo, I'm about to roll up there with like the Dream Staff and Dream Shield and like everything.
Yeah.
Oh God, Erica, stop. Nah, you're getting me hyped. All right.
They have that whole like Sora, Donald, and Goofy fit, like the whole thing, like the Disney outfits, and it's just in a warehouse somewhere. We saw it in real life. Like there's a Mickey fit and a Keyblade in real life somewhere, just aging.
Like, what are they doing with them? They're not making money off of them. That's what they're doing, and they like money. So like, hello.
Yo, can you imagine if they actually convert a section of Disneyland or Disney World into Twilight Town, and then in an area we can actually struggle?
Oh, they would never let us.
They would never let these kids beat the heck out of each other.
No.
But
you could just be like Legend of the Temple. We put our mouth guards in, we get a helmet and stuff like that, just like in the
Disney's not trying to catch these lawsuits.
In a different universe where Kingdom Hearts got the respect it deserved, I could see them doing like a show where they had people struggling that weren't guests, you know, like actors, and we had to like cheer on different ones, and then the different ones would win depending on who's cheering the hardest or something. Another great idea, it could be for the new Tomorrowland, which will now be Kingdom Hearts Land.
100% Kingdom Hearts, nothing else.
Yes, all Kingdom Hearts plus Space Mountain can stay.
Oh,
but that it could be a gummy ship that you're in, you know? Whatever.
Oh my goodness, this is fun. I love thinking about possibilities, reminiscing. But speaking of reminiscing, let's go on to the next tangent of the fifth dimension when it comes to the 20th anniversary of Kingdom Hearts, and that is something to lead into more thoughts, into more hype when it comes to 20 years of this amazing series. And I just want to start off with Erika on this one, and like, I know it's gonna be hard, but I'm gonna need you to try. What is your favorite, if not one of your favorite moments in this entire series? It could be something personal that happened to you when playing or experiencing Kingdom Hearts, or something that happened in game. So, all right, Erika, you got this.
Crap, I thought you were gonna say favorite game, and I was like, that's easy. And then you said,
oh no, we're gonna get to that later. So We're gonna start arguments. Don't worry.
I feel like probably the most special moment to me is the end of the first game when Sora and Kairi's hands break apart, because I remember it so vividly. I was sitting like super close to the TV and I had just finished this game, and that was a big deal for me because I often didn't finish video games all the way. I would get like 3/4 of the way through and then kind of stop. But I finished the whole game and I was so invested, and I remember I was just like bawling because it was so sad and pretty, and I was like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. And my dad and my sister were on the couch behind me and they were like, are you crying? And I was like, yes, are you not crying?
It's like, you're not?
Yeah, I was like, I remember I sat there through the whole ending part and I was just like, what do I do now? I don't know what to do with my life anymore now that this is over. But thankfully, I started playing Kingdom Hearts late because my parents wouldn't get a PlayStation for me to only play one game. So Kingdom Hearts 2 came out not long after that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's such a pure moment. Like I'm just remembering that because that scene was done so well, because like the way that they just dropped the beat to like simple and clean when the hands just let go. It's like, I'll come back to you, and then she's like, I know you will when you like. This is so good. Oh my god. All right. Next up, Sarah. Let's get it. All right, your turn.
Okay, yeah, that is actually like an extremely hard question. Similar story to Erika's, like I've probably talked about this before on here, where like my first experience with Kingdom Hearts was like when it had first come out, and my sister's friend like brought it over to show us, and he was like talking about how good the cutscenes are at the end. So my first experience with Kingdom Hearts was the end, and but I was like captivated by it. Like it's like my most, how would you say this? My biggest core memory ever. And
Nice.
my story is like really similar to that, but also like I feel, I don't know what's better, that or the hype leading up to Kingdom Hearts 3, because like
Ooh.
the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere and like just getting everyone coming together as a community and getting really excited about trailers and stuff like that. I don't know, I just have like the most fond memories of that too. But obviously without my experience with like when it first started, that wouldn't have been as impactful. But yeah, I don't know. I can't pick. It's like both of those.
Okay, yeah, I
The-
guess if we can
Yeah, that's
also pick
hard.
things that aren't like in the game, then the day
Yeah.
that I recorded for Kingdom Hearts 3 is also one of my favorite Kingdom Hearts related moments. And I also got engaged that day, so it was a great day.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
awesome.
W's. That's
See,
awesome. What?
that's a core memory right there.
Yeah,
like
that's
what?
literally gonna sit with you forever. That's
Okay.
good. That's good.
This is how much I like Kingdom Hearts and how much everyone in my life knows that I like Kingdom Hearts. Kingdom Hearts was recording in the studio above my husband, and so I told him I was going up there to record, and they were only recording one thing. So he was like, okay. So I know we're recording up there. So he knew that that was going to be like the best day ever. So he didn't want to compete with that apparently, and he decided to propose right after my session. So
Aw.
yeah, it had to be on Kingdom Hearts Day.
No,
And
that.
then we went to
Oh man,
Disneyland.
I don't
you
blame
knew.
him. I do not
Right?
blame him.
Yeah, and then
Not
we
even
went
a
to
little bit.
Disneyland, and he kept whispering to me, being like, "You're in a game with that character, and you're in a game with that character," and I was like, "Shut up! You're not supposed to know this." And he was like,
Damn.
"I'm a great guesser."
That's great. That's so pure. All right, Sky. I hope you've been using this time wisely.
Oh my god, I've changed my story like 5 times. Like I'm listening to all these, and I'm like, am I gonna have a real life one? Am I gonna have a game one? And then I have one very vivid one. It was the senior year of my like when I was in college, and this is when we got the invitations for the Kingdom Hearts premiere. Mind you, there was no information. I just got the email.
Yeah.
And in this email, I'll never forget. And I wonder if this image is out there, and I hope this should be out there for like archiving reasons. But this invitation was gorgeous. It had like images of Buzz and Woody, like official renders at the time, which were not out there.
I have this shit saved, by the way. Like,
Yeah, right. Like that was like important. And I remember I told my friend, and this event happened the day before I graduated college. So I had to run all the way to California and then run all the way back to New York within like 24 hours, which was crazy because my parents would kill me if I'm not at graduation. You feel me?
Right.
So But I'll never forget that euphoria because I was like, I'm going to play Kingdom Hearts 3. I'm going to be one of the first people in the world to play this game. And I thought it was winter, and I threw my coat on the floor. It was like 20 degrees. I was just screaming. It's broad daylight. I'm in the street. I'm about to get in the car. I just like, this is not like, it was just like a genuine, this is real life. And I'll never forget that. It was the coolest thing.
Man, I remember like because that was the PAX. Like, oh, let's just like, get them on the story. Wait, I'm trying to find the
invitation because like, mine's just somewhere in the email. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait.
I got an invitation. If that's the same one I went to, I also got an invitation that I have on my bookshelf still. But I think mine had Sora, Donald, and Goofy. But and I think they were their monster selves. So this might have been a different.
No, because you were at the premiere at the night one, right? Because I saw you there. Yeah.
There were like 2 days, right? And so I was on the day that you guys weren't. Or you were there during the day, and then I was there at night. Yeah, that's what it was. Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if I can show this though. Do you think I'm allowed to show this?
I would say it's been enough time. They're not gonna press you over unless it's like I feel like it's a picture that's officially released.
I would think it's fine. I don't know
though. Imagine somebody. I really hope.
I have it on my bookshelf, so everyone who comes over sees it. I don't know.
I'm good.
It's already out. It's not like it's a spoiler.
Right? Yeah, but it's funny because like piggybacking off that story with Sky got this email and it was me, Dean, and Jared at PAX that year because Sky didn't go that year, right? So like Sky wasn't with us. It was just like
ridiculous FOMO. I remember because I didn't get the email.
No. That's you made the decision.
It wasn't FOMO about PAX. It was FOMO about this email because I think it was Jared and you told me you got the email.
Yeah.
I haven't got nothing yet.
So
I'm blacklisted. Square hates me. Oh no, like it was just the worst.
No, because the thing is, like Jared and I we were the only ones who got the email at the time, right? Because like it was me and Dean in the room, and then Jared showed up and he's opening the door and he was like this. He was like he was like hiding from people, right? He was like this, like, yo buddies, yo fam, you got the email? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like,
I could definitely see Jared doing this.
And he's like, you don't have the email? And I'm like, what email? What are you talking about? So then he puts his phone and he's like, and I read this and I'm like, no way, no, there's no way, right? And he's like, yeah, is this real? And then I'm like, it has to be real. It's from the context, right? And then like literally not even 10 minutes later, my phone goes ba-ding, and I'm like, I look at my phone, I'm like,
they were sending them individually. I remember.
And like, bro, what? So then, like, me and Jared were like, oh my god. And then we started hitting up Sky. I'm like, yo, Sky. I'm like, you know, man, forget this dude. He didn't come to PAX with us.
I got it. I can show you the image. Square, please don't sue me. I promise that it's just there's no personal information on this. It's just like
that
is what it was. Okay, yeah, it is Sora, Donald, and Goofy, but they're in their toys.
And they have like a date. It's like the Kingdom Hearts 3 premiere invitation, an exclusive opportunity to be the first to play the game, and much more.
Yeah.
Save the date, May 18th, 2018, Santa Monica, and by invitation only. These renders weren't out yet, and I was like, I got leaks. Oh no! Because I was so excited. I was like, oh no.
And it's funny because I kept going. I was like, yo. I was like bombarding my Square contact the whole time. I'm like, hey, listen, is this real? Is this real? It's just like, yeah, it's real. Are you going? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm going.
Yo, I thought it was bait too. I did think it was bait too. And then I saw it was from 47. I was like, okay.
And I asked them, like, yo, so when can I talk about this? Right? And they're like, don't talk about it now. And I'm like, okay, fine, that's cool. So me and Jared were like this the whole time. We're like, and then I got another email literally like a couple of hours later. I was like, oh, you can talk about it. And I'm like, are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? Yeah. Are you sure? I literally asked him 5 times.
No, I get it. I understand. Because like the mouse does not play. I do not want.
So then when Jared and I finally made the announcements, like people, it's funny. People at PAX tried to look for us. They were hunting us in PAX. They were like, yo, is it playable here? And I'm like, no. And I can't tell you what, like, that, like, I can't tell you nothing. Like, what are you doing? Hi, how are you? My name is like. And then there were people online. It's like, oh, they're lying, and I'm like, whatever, man. Don't believe me. That's fine. Shit. Like, But
so I went with Ben Diskin because we've been friends for a long time, and he plays young Xehanort, and his wife, and so the three of us went together, and it was funny because I went in the nighttime, which was like all the like actors were there. I think you guys were like the press part, and then
I was actually able to go to the actor one too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
well,
I saw Ben there, and I saw you like hanging around. I was like, oh, Erika's over there, but then like Ben was like held me aside. It's like, hey, and like, why did you say hi earlier? I'm like, yo, I was eating. Like, I'm here now.
Well, you didn't say hi to me either, but so
I was looking for you, but then you were in a conversation, like you were enjoying yourself. I was like,
I was having a great time, and I was like, I was talking to like the Square people, and I wasn't in the game. I hadn't recorded anything for the game yet. I wasn't in it at all. And they were like, oh yeah, we like Persona. And I was like, thank God, because I'm glad that you invited me. And then I had the sea salt ice cream. And then I was like talking to the other actors, and they were like, oh, what do you do? And I was like, oh, I'm a voice actor. And they were like, oh, so who are you in the game? Because they assumed if I was there, I was like in the game. And I was like, nobody. I just like the game a lot. So here. And they were like, okay.
Look, sometimes that's just enough to get invited to these things. Just like it enough.
Like, thank God, thank you, Persona, best thing ever.
So, like, the funniest story I had about the nighttime one was that I tell this story like all the time, so I'm gonna condense it. I wish I stayed there longer because I had some really interesting conversations with some Disney executives on the second floor, and I couldn't stay. And that's what, there was some booze in that nighttime one. And I was having a good time, but I'm like, I can't stay. It's like, what? You can't stay? Have another drink. The event doesn't end for like another 3 hours. I'm like, yeah, but my flight's in an hour, right? It's like, why do you have a flight? Because I was under the pretense that I was only going to be here for the morning one. And literally, the morning one, the one that me, Sky, Jared, Dean, that was my invite from Square. Literally, the day of, I got an invite from Disney for the night one. And I'm like, I wish y'all told me this sooner. Like, what? You guys think I live in California? I don't. I live on the other side of the country. So, yeah, that was my spiel on that. But to cycle back to my fondest memory of Kingdom Hearts, I would say like that the getting the invite for Kingdom Hearts 3 is definitely a big one. But for in-game and stuff, oh man, look, listen, Kingdom Hearts 3 is my favorite. Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind is my favorite Kingdom Hearts game. But literally my favorite moment, and it's very similar to Erika. It's like, yo, are you crying? I'm like, yeah, I'm crying. Aren't you crying? Was like, you guys already know the scene. Like, Sora, you're lucky. Looks like my summer vacation's over, and then just Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm like, that's not how it starts. That's not how it starts.
You just reminded me too. When I was a kid, the first time I played Kingdom Hearts 2, Kingdom Hearts 2 was my first game in the series. I was like, okay, so I was 10. I had no idea about continuity or anything. So you start the game with this character, and he disappears, and I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Sora, whatever. I'm having a great time, and then they drop that he's his, nobody, and my 10-year-old brain. I was like, I'll never forget that. I'm like, oh, this is why. That was when I became a fiend. That was it. That was the moment that turned me from a fan into a fiend. So that was it.
I was so the opposite because I played Kingdom Hearts 1 first, and I was like obsessed with it, as you could tell from my crying story. And so like commercials for Kingdom Hearts 2, I think had already started coming out or were like just starting to come out when I finished. And I remember watching the commercial and being like, who the hell is this guy? He doesn't have puffy pants. That's not Sora. I refuse to play as someone that's not Sora. And I was so angry. And then when I played the first part of Kingdom Hearts 2, I was like, oh, I like him. And then he, vanishes.
And he dips.
Like, oh, no. But I was happy that Sora was back, so.
It's funny because, like, I played Kingdom Hearts 1 from the beginning. I played the Kingdom Hearts games from the beginning, and I followed it closely because I had a lot of, like, I subscribed to all the magazines and whatnot, and I watched all the commercials, and I thankfully had internet, like, really crappy dial-up internet to see all the, like, the 240p trailers of when everything came out. So then when the first trailer came out for Kingdom Hearts 2, I saw like they were still trying to keep Roxas a secret, but not really, because they would all the trailers, the really early trailers, you wouldn't see his face, right? You would just see like from the back of his head, like shots from behind of him running or whatever. And it showed a scene where he's like running after a Dusk, right? And when I was young and I was watching, I'm like, yo, why is he run like Sora? What's going on? There's something up. And then later on when he's fighting Axel, and I'm like, hey, whoa, that's that dude from Chain of Memories. What's he, like, I thought he died. What's he doing here? And then literally, okay, so the funniest thing about this trailer is that it actually showed beta versions of Kingdom Hearts 2, like beta cutscenes, right? And then one of the biggest things that stuck with me, where they changed it from the beta to the actual game in Kingdom Hearts 2, Roxas actually summons Oathkeeper in Oblivion before Axel sets the place on fire in the beta, right? What he did was, first he threw like a chakram at Roxas when there's no fire anywhere, and then Roxas literally summons both keepers at the same time in order to block it, right? And then like it's in Japanese, but in the English dub it said, "Where's Sora?" And then I'm like, okay, what's going on? And Axel sets the place on fire. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then my young mind like cycled back. I'm like, wait a minute, did that dude summon 2 Keyblades? What's going? What? No, wait, something's up. But I guess I understand why they did that in beta, because once again, the shot of him summoning 2 Keyblades at once at the same time, where they changed it, was that so the camera always stayed behind Roxas. So I'm like, oh, so they're not revealing his face.
They really nailed it. They really.
Yeah.
I know exactly the camera you're talking about. The
Yeah.
spin where it's like left.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Actually,
That's
now
just
that
art.
Now that you're saying this, I do remember, since they didn't show his face, when I first saw the trailer, I thought he was Sora. And
Yeah, I was like,
first of all, why'd they cut his hair? Second of all, his shorts are not puffy anymore. I refuse. This is horrible. I hate it. And
Yeah.
then I realized he was someone else. So then I was like, well, who's this guy? Who's this
I
guy?
had the same thing. I actually didn't like Roxas at first. I was like, where's Sora?
Exactly.
I love him.
Look. Roxas has earned his stripes and stars.
I like
But
Roxas now.
In
But...
2006, he had everybody in shambles.
no,
And most
not
people, I would say.
everyone but me. Kingdom Hearts, yo, Roxas has been my favorite Kingdom Hearts character since day one.
Okay, well, I also didn't play Chain of Memories until after Kingdom Hearts 2, so for me, I was coming straight from the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, and then I was like, who is this? Like, what? No.
I feel like a lot of people did
Important
that.
thing. And then he's just gone. So, yeah, then playing Chain of Hearts, or no, Chain of Hearts, Chain of Memories after 2, I was like, oh, I was supposed to play this first. That makes sense.
Oh man, yo, like I was one of the lucky few that actually played Chain of Memories before 2, and I was able to like understand as much as I could, because I had a Game Boy, and I'm like, yo, Kingdom Hearts on the Game Boy, let's get it, right?
I did too, yeah.
Yeah.
Too, but
I had played it on my pink Game Boy Advance.
yeah.
Nice.
I feel like they didn't, or at least the commercials that I saw didn't do a good job of telling me that there was a game in between these two. They were just, or maybe it was since I had started playing it so late, so they were really advertising Kingdom Hearts 2, and it was named Kingdom Hearts 2, so I was like, okay, it's the next one.
Yeah, that just makes.
Yeah.
I remember like seeing the commercials for Chain of Memories, right? And the thing that like stuck with me the most is like we saw the cutscenes of Chain of Memories, like, you know, they were rendered like they were in Kingdom Hearts games, and I'm like, you can see that on the Game Boy? There ain't no way, right? There's no way. So then I play the game, and then when you get to the cutscenes, I'm like, whoa,
Yeah.
that's cool. And then it goes back to top-down pixel. I'm like, whoa, whoa.
Did they ever
Okay.
wait? Hold on. Did they ever say how much? Because there's I think there's 3 of those. There's 3 like full videos in
Yeah.
the GBA cartridges, like the
Yeah,
intro,
MVZs, yeah.
the nominate star. I'm like, how much space in the cartridge did those sections take? That's what I want to know. I'm like, they're like, we had to cut 3 worlds to make this 10-second video play.
They cut the deep jungle world so that it turned out okay.
Like,
Man,
Yeah.
but
I got stuck on Larxene, and for some reason I thought Larxene's name was Marluxia, but I called them Marluxia.
Yes.
And-
Marluxia.
I would tell everyone I'm stuck on Marluxia, but it was actually Larxene.
Yes. Oh my God. I remember back on like Kingdom Hearts forums, we all thought it was Marluxia, and we all thought it was like Exion maybe, or some instead of Shion. And we were wrong on a lot of name pronunciations, it turned out.
Oh man, the one that hurts the most for me is that
Don't
we
say it.
I'm gonna say it. No, we ran with this.
That's one I refuse.
Wait, which one? Oh yeah, I understand. We ran with this for years up until Kingdom Hearts 3. I still say Luxord every now and again.
I refuse to say Luxord. It's Luxord forever.
Yeah.
I've called him Luxord for like 15
Me
years.
too,
and it's
Luxord.
Like, they have Lux in the game, and like it's like he's a gambler, and there's the Luxor. What are you talking about? It's not Luxord. That's insane. I refuse. I absolutely
I trained myself to say Luxord, but it pains me every time.
Yep,
I
same.
will not. This is my hill that I'll die on, and I know it's incorrect. And as someone who works in voiceover, where a lot of times people are like, "Why does your character's name sound like that? It's not supposed to be like that," and I have to be like, "Well, that's how it sounds." I shouldn't die on this hill, but I will. So
for the longest, I used to pronounce Vanitas as Vanitas, and I'm like,
yes.
and then when I heard Vanitas, because funny enough, people would always sandbag me when I say Vanitas, and I'm like, that's literally how that's how they pronounce it in Japanese, and I was going off of that because Birth by Sleep wasn't dubbed until like a million years later, and then when they say Vanitas, I'm like, what? Yeah, Vanitas, like vanity, and I'm like, no, whatever, man.
You just reminded me something too. I'd like to know, did you all play Birth by Sleep on the PSP?
I played some of it on the PSP, but then I was in college at the time, so I got very busy. So I didn't fully play it until...
So my question was, did you have a PSP when Birth by Sleep came out?
No, I think I bought it specifically.
I borrowed
to play
someone's.
Me too.
Birth by Sleep.
I borrowed someone's too.
I
That was
borrowed
literally-
someone's.
I borrowed someone. I never owned a PSP.
To this day, that's the only the only PSP game I own. That's
I
it.
think I
don't-
also tried to play Ratchet and Clank, and those were the only two PSP games that I tried to play. No, I think I also then played one of the Danganronpa games because I was in it, and I was like, oh my god, I have a PSP, so I can play it. And that was like
Nice.
the only game that I actually fully played through on the PSP.
Yo, you cannot bottle my hype. When we finally got confirmation for 2.5 and Birth by Sleep was playable on the PS3, I'm like, let's go! Like, I was like, man, finally, it's free. It's free from the PSP. Like, no multiplayer. I'm like, man, acceptable loss.
Yeah.
Acceptable loss. I was like,
I remember that was a whole
popping
debate.
off.
That was a whole debate at the time.
Yeah, I'm antisocial with my Kingdom Hearts, so I don't want multiplayer. I just want to play by myself. So I think.
How do you
I'm
guys
rare.
feel about the possibility of a multiplayer Kingdom Hearts game being announced for the 20th
Days.
anniversary?
Make the Days remake and make it fun.
Sky, no, wait, you know what?
I
No,
agree with that.
no.
Please.
That's the multiplayer Kingdom Hearts game right there, and it's great. I think the
I-
multiplayer is great. It's
agree.
crippled by the DS.
I agree, Erika. I agree. I agree with the sentiment of remaking 358 Days, even though I don't think they're gonna do it. Like, I just don't think they're gonna do it. I would love for them to do it. I love 358 Days, but I'm not gonna hear from Sky. Sky. As long as I known this cretin, like, he's always been sandbagging me about Days. I'm not gonna hear your praise now.
Look.
It's not. No.
That
No.
sets a really bad precedent because I like some parts of Days. I just hate playing it.
Some parts
I love
of Days.
Roxas. I love Shion. I love Lee. I love the ice cream. I love the little chats on the clock tower. I love watching the movie sometimes. I just would rather saw off my hands than play it. I just do not. It's so repetitive. I'm like, I'd rather do anything else. Just
So I've never completed Days because I didn't like playing it, but I've watched all the cutscenes on like the movie version that they released on the 2.5 or whatever. So I'm with you. I didn't enjoy playing it, so I didn't finish it.
Well, this
So
is a
it's
hot
like
take.
a remake to fix a lot of
I'm like,
issues.
Sarah,
I have
you're my only hope. Please.
Days is my favorite handheld Kingdom Hearts game. I like it more than Birth by Sleep, and I love Birth by Sleep.
Sarah, pound it.
Well,
Pound it.
So you're saying that I should try to play it all the way through?
Yes.
I think
No.
I
Don't
love it.
no. Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Look, Days is a good game.
I would love if they re-released it so that I could play it because I don't have. What was it on? It was on like
A
the regular
DS?
DS.
The
Right?
DS.
I don't have a
The
regular
DS is not bad for the game because the thing is, I keep telling people about like about days and like, oh, I just didn't like how it played, or I couldn't understand the controls. I'm like, I understand y'all really like Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and whatnot, but Days, like other Kingdom Hearts games that are not a numbered title, is meant to be played its own way. And if you truly decide to throw yourself into what this game has to offer rather than trying to force it to play like Kingdom Hearts 1 or 2, then you're gonna have a good time with it. The panel system is so good. Have you not played Battle Network?
No, I agree. The panel system is fantastic. It is one of the most unique ways I've seen Level Up handled in the series. You could nerf or buff Roxas at any point. I think it's fire. It's hella creative, very cool. I just don't like going nowhere. I like playing with the panels in the world that never was, and then that's it. I just no missions. You know what? That job is capitalism. I don't. That game is a job. You are an employee. I don't want to play that.
You are an employee.
Like, I don't want to play that.
Here's my toxic trait: is that if the game doesn't have Sora, I'm a lot less interested in it. So
that's valid.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
That is very fair.
That's fair. That's fair.
You know, I'm like, I don't know. I know some people are like, Sora's not that cool, and I'm like, shut up. He's the only.
So Erika, with that being said, how good are you in Smash now?
Oh my god, I got so good at Sora and Smash. Way better than I've ever been at Smash. I like practiced so much. I got to the point where I could beat, you know, like level 10 computer players with Sora, like with easy breezy. My husband came home from work and was like, "What the hell? Now we can't play together because you're so much better than me." And I was like, haha.
Nice.
But I haven't played in a few months, so I probably am like back down. But I got really good at Sora briefly.
Yo, every time I boot up Smash, it's just like, yo, my most played character used to be Link and whatnot. I'm not gonna allow y'all to make me feel bad about what I'm about to say, but my most played character with the most wins, most like KOs and whatever was Link. Ever since Sora came out, right now Sora has double on all those metrics, right? And I'm like,
so interesting because Link had a 3-year head start. that's whoa.
Sora is just so powerful. Yeah.
He's getting up there for me. He's like getting up there for me. I'm like, okay.
I can't. I'm so sad that I didn't wake up to like stream my reaction because I was so okay. I was told
you didn't
bad
believe, huh?
No, I was told bad information, incorrect information by an engineer that I know, who claimed to me that he was never going to be in it, and he had like proof. And I was like, well, then I guess he's not in it, so I'm not going to wake up. And then
you should have believed me. You should have believed me instead of your engineer friend.
Hell? And he was like, well, a few years ago he wasn't going to be. And I was like, that doesn't matter. You ruined my life. No. So. Yeah, I'm bummed that I didn't wake up, but I just didn't want to be disappointed on stream. And then it turned out, oops, I should have been awake, but it's fine.
now that you remind me of reactions, there's a certain someone here in this call that my favorite reaction ever to Sora Smash. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Sarah. Like, oh my god, like your reaction is the best reaction to Sora and Smash. I just like, as soon as like the Keyblade came into focus, so it's just like. I love it. It was so good. I watched your reaction. I went through and watched everybody's reaction. I like seeing people be happy. So yes, I remember. I liked your reaction a lot.
It made me really happy.
Man.
That was a day I'll never forget because like there was shortly a couple hours after, you know, it was in the morning, so you had the whole day, and it just the colors, the world was a little brighter. You know, I was in a Skippy mood. I had a little Pepe in my Steppe. Like I was moving. I was like, okay.
Yeah,
it was a magical day.
What a good day.
I had like 2 hours of sleep, but I was like running on pure adrenaline.
Yo, same. I was like, dude, I need to.
So happy.
I had to make like good choices in my life after Sora got announced and whatnot. I started eating healthier. I'm like, listen, I can't die from now until Sora. like
that was a real fear I had too. Of like this would be that's my luck. They put Sora in Smash, I die before I play him. Like that's just not okay.
The best thing was, so we still woke up early to watch it, my husband and I, though we accidentally slept through our alarms. So we were like 10 minutes late. So we were like, don't look at anything. Don't look at social media just in case. And I saw that I had texts and I was like, that could go either way though. That could be people being like, sorry, you didn't get your dream, or congratulations. And then my husband, I guess, saw the word Thundaga, but he didn't know what that meant. And so he was, in his mind, he was like, that could be a Kingdom Hearts thing, but I don't know. And I'm not going to say anything about it to Erika. So I'm glad he didn't. And then when we were watching, my husband has been like dying for Isaac from Golden Sun to be in it forever, even though he's like, you know, it's this trophy. So I was like, it's not gonna happen. And then he was like, okay, well then I guess I want Doom Guy. Doom Guy Mii costume, and then they didn't show Sora, and I was like, oh my god, is there hope? And he was like, this is so not fair. And then Sora came in. And his immediate reaction was, why do you get everything you want? I don't know. So it was great. It was
Look, Erika, don't ever feel bad. Kingdom Hearts fans, we were put in a corner, told that anime and Disney is weird, and we're coming back with all this energy. We're coming back with this
you know.
We are cringe, but we are free. That's it. That's all.
Exactly.
Literally,
Exactly.
literal years we were like told, no, never can happen. And guess what? Not only was Sora in Smash, he was the final character in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. He was the most voted character for Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And Sakurai has even confirmed that they legit made a slot for Sora. So that if Sora wasn't coming in, we would have only had 5 fighters. But no, Sora made it 6. Never forget that. Never let anyone tell you no. Never.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Yeah.
Yo, the fact that this.
Everyone was like mean about it too, but
I know.
they were like, "You guys are stupid. How
They're
dare
mad
you
because
do
bad."
this?" And I was like, "You don't have to be mean."
You're like,
owned by
Disney would
Disney.
never.
Disney.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
You're not Disney.
Yeah, you don't know anything. This like, yeah, that's my favorite thing is when people who like are not at all in the industry or like don't know anything about how anything works are like, I have the authority on this information, and I know that for a fact that Disney would never. And I'm like, okay.
Man, every time people say Disney is never, that's cap. Because at that same premiere, I was talking with Justice Scorpion. I'm like, listen, yo, like, be real with me. Can Sora make it a Smash? And then he was all like, yo, if like the stars align, then yeah. And I'm like, it can happen. And what happened?
Yeah, I'm sad. I lost faith, but it was only because I had bogus information given to me.
No.
Yeah.
I didn't believe either.
Yo,
I believed. I always believed.
Oh,
Same,
good.
Same,
I'm
Sarah,
glad
same.
that
The mom-
kept the dream alive.
The moment they put Sephiroth initially, I was like, damn, that's game.
No, okay. My husband
Very
and I
cool.
had that conversation. So when Sephiroth came out, I was like, oh my god, I was very excited because it was a cool trailer, and you know, Sephiroth's cool. And Luke was like, that's my husband's name. He was like, I don't know why you're so excited because they're not gonna put another Square character in. And I was like, excuse me, Sora is Disney, so wrong. And also now he's fought Sephiroth, so it makes even more sense for him to come in. So I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll be fully honest. I always thought that argument was a cop out. Like, he's Disney, he's not Square. I was like, no, Square's.
Oh.
I was fully on the. He's just, you know, like if he would be
Also-
repped, he would be repped as Square. But like,
he's
understand
repped as
still.
Disney. He's
But,
owned by
okay.
Disney.
I know
I know what
I know
you
that.
mean,
I know that.
though.
But I mean, like the
Yeah.
culture. Like he's
No,
a.
yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like I'm like.
But also people being like, oh, well, there's already 2 Square characters. I'm like, hello, there's like 17 Fire Emblem characters, so I don't
But
know.
they're Nintendo, so that was okay. They could be 80 of them if they wanted. Fire
Oh,
Emblem
and
Smash.
Kingdom
Kingdom
Bros.
Hearts
He
has been on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts has been on Nintendo since
They're
the
not exclusive,
start.
but
Since Chain of Memories, all right? So it's like, what are the older ones?
Man, when
We
people
don't
beat
have
the
to argue anymore because he's already in, so whatever.
exactly. When people were like, "Oh, Disney will never work with Nintendo to let that happen," I'm like, "Oh, let me give you a history lesson, man. Let me tell you about those Disney Hanafuda cards. Let me tell you about that
And now
Disney."
they're all coming to the Switch.
Yep.
Segue.
My God,
I'm very excited.
I'm glad you are.
Like,
You're not
look,
excited? Why?
no.
After playing the demo, after playing the demos,
It's.
Are they no good?
I haven't tried it yet. I'm nervous.
either.
I want
Hey.
you to say when I tell you the Switch is fighting for its life, and it's not really even
Oh,
that.
that's
I
right.
think it's just cloud gaming as
cloud
in
gaming,
general.
just cloud gaming.
I
Yeah.
think it works well. I think cloud gaming works immaculately for older games. So like
I
it
think
works
you have
really
to
well.
approach you have to approach it with a different mindset. So if you want to play the game like legit, then you should play it on, like PlayStation. But if you're just like out and about and you just kind of want to play a little bit of Kingdom Hearts for a minute, then I feel like it's great that we can. So
Yeah.
But that's
I-
the issue.
you
you can't
can't.
go out and about.
You can't.
You can't
Yeah.
go out and about. You're in the house.
Why?
It's a cloud version.
It's a
not-
cloud
it's not
game.
the-
I'm on your Wi-Fi though.
Oh, good luck, McDonald's. Uh,
Well, don't crush my dreams.
that one MBS upload speed.
I think it would have been better if they just like. I would have preferred to maybe just like wait a little bit longer for them to do like a native port.
Yeah.
Because like
I don't think the Switch is powerful enough for that. I mean,
I think it could
For
be.
1 and
Maybe
2.
not for 3, but yeah, for all the others, I think it could be. Yeah.
This is the wildest thing, because Kingdom Hearts 3 runs the best on the cloud. It is the wildest thing. It is. I think, in my opinion, I think it's because the game is old. I don't know. I really don't know why. I played Kingdom Hearts 3. It just looked like I was playing a fuzzy YouTube video, but the input lag was like there was none. I was playing. I was like, okay, 240p Kingdom Hearts 3, let's go. And I was playing. In my opinion, cloud gaming needs to have just as the minimal connection between input and that's it. It could look fuzzy, but as long as I'm moving the character and it feels natural, that is what cloud gaming succeeds. I love cloud gaming when I play Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 because it works flawlessly. It's an old game, doesn't require much. I think cloud gaming for anything that's like PS3 or higher should not be a thing. Like PS2, PS1, stream those are great. They work. I
think I feel like if they re-released like Days, like if they re-released it on the Switch, that one would work. But I've had this conversation a lot because people always want Persona 5 to come to the Switch, and I don't think the Switch is powerful enough. So like, they made another game, Persona 5 Strikers, which is a shorter game, and there's like less in it because the Switch can't handle the amount of game that Persona 5 is. That's how I feel, and that's why I think it's probably not gonna go to the Switch ever, and that's the same way I feel about Kingdom Hearts. So I'm like, I feel like this is maybe the best that we can do right now.
Yeah, I always wonder though, because like they've ported some pretty intense games to the Switch. Like they obviously don't look very good. They don't like The Witcher 3, stuff like that. Like that's like a pretty intense game. I think Persona 5 is just like really long, but I think Kingdom Hearts 3 could work. It would just not look that great because like I think of games like Xenoblade, and like those are like native to Nintendo, but like they're huge. Yeah. And like they could look better because it's a Switch game, so it's like, but it's a huge game. It just looks a little bit fuzzy compared to what it would be if it was like on a PS4 or something. So I don't know. I'm always like conflicted. Like I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 could be on the Switch. It just would have to be like kind of quality.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, do they want to release it in quality?
Yeah.
I feel like,
but like,
but if the cloud looks bad too, then I don't know.
But it doesn't have to be. My argument is that it doesn't have to be quality. I feel like Square, like specifically the Kingdom Hearts team, just has to take their time to work at it because Square was able to get Dragon Quest XI on the Switch with more content. And they were able to condense a 30 gigabyte game into 13.5 gigabytes for the Switch on a cartridge, right? But the thing is, they did confirm they had to work at it. Apparently, they had to remake all the textures for the Switch in the game. And I'm like, ew, that sounds like a lot of work. And I'm like, Dragon Quest is a long game. Now, if we're talking about the length of Dragon Quest compared to the length of Kingdom Hearts 3, then Dragon Quest is way longer, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like, like Kingdom Hearts,
but
they'll have to work at it a little bit.
Kingdom Hearts says way more like it's much more sophisticated of a game though, with like the controls and everything, I think, than Dragon Quest. I haven't played Dragon Quest, but based on what I've seen,
it says turn-based. So I mean, like, I get what you say. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would say I'm
kind of like, at least we got something. I didn't.
Yeah, I understand. I understand what you're saying. I have to try it out first because I haven't done the demo yet. And if it's like not that bad, I don't mind. Yeah.
Please stream it.
Like, if I want to play like an actual game, I have to like go to my setup, and even if I'm not streaming, I have to like get everything set up. And with the Switch, if I just want to like lay on my couch and play it like this, then maybe I can, and that would be nice.
I agree. The Switch ports are magical. I think the weird thing about the cloud games is that they're very, especially for the Kingdom Hearts collection, is that they're very weird. Like I tried all of them, and they don't give you enough time to play them. They have like an in-game timer, and they cut it off out of it, and you get 2 tries.
2 tries per game.
2 tries per collection, not game, collection. So 1.5, 2.5, 3 remind, and then 2.8, you get 2 tries. That's not even enough time to try each game.
Yeah.
It's not. Like, just,
No, yeah.
and I want you to know, 2.8 ran horribly, but 3 ran great. But 1 ran great, and 2 ran horribly. So
One is
I
the
don't know
one
what
that
to
I wanna
believe.
play on my Switch, so I'm like, if 1 runs good, then I'm happy. So
Yeah, 1 run's pretty good. I'm very happy. It's like the I would say the dustiest Kingdom Hearts game. It's very old, 2002.
I love it.
Doesn't require
Very
much,
excited.
and like there's not really a lot of graphical sacrifice either in streaming,
Yeah,
which I like.
that's good.
So
Yeah. So I'm very excited. I'm lazy basically. So I just want to be lazy and play Kingdom Hearts. And yeah.
I definitely feel that. Hopefully, by the time of release, we get some more sophistication or updates for these what do you call it,
It's gonna
cloud
happen, like,
ports.
It's like 3 weeks from now, right? Or
Yeah, a
something?
little under three weeks. It comes out on the 10th, so like that's like 20 days from now. Like 20 days, so like that's 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. But on to the next subject for the Kingdom Hearts celebration, because of course the Nintendo Switch ports are a big deal of the celebration when it comes to the 20th anniversary. We talked about perspective games, we talked about the location, we talked about possibly multimedia. Let's talk about that a little bit more, because there's the big rumor that's floating around and whatnot when it comes to a possible Disney Plus series of Kingdom Hearts, and a lot of people get that misconstrued as, you know, possibly being an anime, right? And if a series were to get made, it may not be an anime. I don't know, you know, obviously, you know, Kingdom Hearts is made in Japan. It's very anime-esque style and whatnot. But, you know, it could be like cartoony and whatnot. What do you guys feel about possibly like a Kingdom Hearts anime or Kingdom Hearts series or show on Disney Plus? What do you guys think about the idea? And then secondly, would you want it to be a canon addition to the story or a retelling of the events? I'm gonna lead it over to Sky first because this is his cup of tea. So let's get it.
I want the most casual Kingdom Hearts experience ever. What I mean by that is like a heavy, you know, the light, the darkness, the Disney World, the this, the that, but make it fun. Make it. It's. I
Is
think
Kingdom Hearts not fun?
No. Make the series for the people who don't want to play the games. I think that is what it should be. Like, we already hooked. We know what we like, and we know that there's a lot of Disney stuff there, and like there's so much animation talent at that studio that they could go crazy. Oh, is that Riku?
I didn't want to say anything.
But yeah, that I
Yeah.
personally, I would like more so, I guess, a Western animation look instead of an anime look, because I've seen Kingdom Hearts an anime look throughout the years, and I get why people want that, but I think they could have a lot more fun, and the writing could have a lot more fun, because Donald and Goofy are Western characters, so maybe Sora should be written by Western, writers. Sometimes I'm totally, please, I want to see all of it. Just let him have fun. Let our boy have fun.
You're acting like he doesn't have fun.
Okay, let our boy have more fun.
More fun.
Like I said, I would love to see Sora. Like my dream Disney Plus situation would be Sora. It's an episodic series where he just helps Disney characters. That's literally, and there's light and darkness and Riku and all that. Just beautiful. But
Nah, I feel that. I feel that.
the games are meant to be complicated. The game should be simple. The show should be simple. That's,
Yeah.
I think, is my thing.
What do you think, Erika?
I think if they were gonna make a show, I think it would probably be Western animation, just because I think the power of Disney would trump the power of Square Enix here, and I think that they would want it to be American animated just for the Disney character purposes. Like, it would be a whole different style for like all of them, not just Donald and Goofy and Mickey, but like every Disney World they go to would be a different style if it was an anime. And I feel like they're very protective of the look of all of
That's
those
very
characters.
true.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it would have to be an American animation thing. I don't know for sure, but that's just what my guess would be. And I like that because I think that would be cool. I would want it to be basically the games, but in like kind of a little bit of a simplified show version, so that people who don't want to play the games can know the story through the show and stop being like, it's too complicated, and then I'll just be like, well, just watch the show before the next game and then you'll be ready. So or I would want a show that was Unchained Key, because I did not finish playing through that because it was way too much of an investment for me. So I would love
Yes.
if that was just a show that I could watch.
I can tell you everything that happens with Unchained Key. All right,
Yeah.
Keyblade War happens. The Keyblade War happens. It doesn't happen. Everyone dies, and everyone who did die becomes a Dream Eater.
Great. See, I would like that as a show. That would
You
be
summed
fun.
up a 5-year mobile game.
Yeah, because like, oh my god. it's
Also,
not-
you become Xehanort, by the way.
I knew that part, but like you can't even like play the game anymore, right? They stopped it. So I'm like,
Yeah,
hold on,
yeah,
if
it's
that's-
unplayable.
If that's gonna be so canon that it's like part of the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, can you like give it to me in a different form, please? Because
Right.
I can't. It's too much. So yeah, if they gave me a nice little 1 season, really cool animation, like, hey, we just got Arcane. That was a really cool animation. based on the game. So maybe
Arcade
do
is so
something
good.
Yeah, the league team kind of went insane. I'm not even gonna lie. Whoever worked on that they
Bro, like-
really were like, this is not league. They said,
Yo, everyone was like,
this
yo, why
league, but
is
it's not league.
it was like, why is everything that isn't League of Legends that's connected to League of Legends like good? Like everything is good. Yo, Riku's going at
That's
it.
great.
Yo.
That's what I want for Kingdom Hearts. They need that same level of for everything.
Yeah. So yeah, those are my two. I would either want it to be, the games in a fun show format that's kind of like maybe a little more cartoony and fun, but like still get serious. They don't dumb it down. They don't make it like a little kiddish.
Right.
But it's, I guess I would want it to be like the Kingdom Hearts manga, but like turned into a show because I feel like that's very cartoony. But also,
I love that art style, by the
it
way.
still has the
Oh,
dark stuff that's good. Yeah, it's like super cute. So I feel like that would be cool. Or Unchained Key, please, because
I feel the manga would be perfect to adapt because, like Sky said, that's
Yeah.
it's fun. It's really fun. Like
Yeah.
they get so funny for no reason in that manga, and I'm like, dude,
They're
like
so
listen.
funny. It's
Yeah.
them with Sid is always like hilarious. And
Yeah, when he just blasts all the shadows out of nowhere like this
Yeah.
giant cannon, I'm like,
and I love-
man, I wish he did that in the game.
Yeah.
Like,
I
and
love
then-
sometimes in the fight scenes they're like so tongue in cheek, or he'll just like bop it and I'll be like, that's not gonna work, and he's like, oh, why? It's like so funny. I don't know. It's really good.
my two favorite moments in the manga is in the Kingdom Hearts 3 manga where when they're in Olympus and then like Hercules is telling Sora to get all the people out and it collapses on him and they're like, Herc, no! And in the game he's all like, Herc, is he okay? And he just comes out as fine. In the manga, when it collapses on him, Herc comes out and is like, hey guys, what's going on? And you see Sora, Del, and Goofy have like a mini funeral with him for him, like with like pictures and stuff. And I'm like, these guys are such jokers.
It's hilarious.
And
Yeah,
then the
manga's
second
awesome.
one, my second moment was when Sora was in the Olympus once again doing the tournament, and then like, oh, don't worry, I got this, guys. I'm gonna take out my next opponent. And then the next opponent was the Ice Titan, right? It's like, easy, like let's get it, right? And then you see Hercules and Auron, and then Phil's like, yo, I think he's got it, right? The very next frame is just you see Sora just get bodied by the Ice Titan, and then Ice Titan's like, yeah.
Like,
It's good.
such
That's
perfect. It's a perfect blend of like comedy, and they still tell the story in like a way that is true to the story that I feel like would be perfect for a cartoon. So they basically have the storyboards all ready to go. So,
Right.
Yeah.
I say that's the thing about Kingdom Hearts in general is that a lot of the cutscenes, I guess I would describe them as talking heads. It's just people speaking with each other. Where I feel like with animation, you could get that in their face, in their look, it's crazy. Like you just described the Ice Titan. That sounds so funny. That like I never knew that. That sounds great. Just more of that. Like and the thing is, there's so many like Disney stuff that they could really have fun with too. Like so that's always my thing. Whenever the Disney and the Kingdom Hearts like just they nail it. It's harmonious. It's beautiful. Like Monstro Kingdom Hearts 1 is one of my favorite. I know people hate that world, but that world just like
Oh, wait, you said
narratively is
Monstro?
yeah. That world narratively, the first time he sees his boy in such a long time, and he's like, he's being a dickhead. Like, oh no, like he's like like,
So sad.
like that's and like and then they fight
So
together at the
happy
end.
to see him, and then Riku's such a jerk.
Yeah,
No,
it's like,
no.
and that
Wow,
just
it's almost
feeds
like they're
into
kids
that.
or something. Like,
Yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm saying that just I love that. I love that.
I
That
also
more of
love
that.
that they like never explain how Monstro is just like a space whale that is alive in space, and they don't explain it to us, and I like that.
it's a sheer willpower that keeps him alive in the void.
Yeah.
Whale
So,
too mad to die.
Basically. All right. I saw you were messing with Riku a lot over there. That's why I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see if I can get like you
Yeah,
good.
he's chilling.
All right,
We're
all right,
good.
cool. All right, so the question over to you, Sarah, when it comes to like
Okay.
the Kingdom Hearts series, Disney Plus canon or not, what do you think?
Okay. I think I'm thinking, how about a live action with Haley Joel Osment as Sora and David Gallagher as Riku. Bring back Hayden Panettiere as Kyrie.
Oh, hey,
You're
It could be
giving me.
comedy. A comedy. I'm just
you
joking.
mean no, that's good. Just like just when they did the promotion for Thor Ragnarok, when they actually had like bad costumes for Chris Hemsworth and Tom Hiddleston and Kate Blanchett, like they were playing themselves, but like in really, really bad costumes. Like Kate Blanchett had like a stuffed animal that was like Fenris, and like what the heck?
Wow.
Yep.
Have you guys never seen that video? That video's hilarious.
No, yeah.
No, I've seen it. Yeah.
Ah, it's so
That gives me
good.
major like. There's a video online of just two people fighting in a parking lot with umbrellas. It's like Riku, the dark. He slides down like a snow mountain. If you know what I'm talking about, this is like 2007 peak Kingdom Hearts 2. Like everyone was swinging at each other.
Wait, are you talking
And-
about the one in the parking lot?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
like comes
yeah.
down a sled. He's like Riku.
Iconic.
And, like,
Yeah.
That
yeah,
is
like,
an
like,
iconic video. Yeah.
that's goated.
Mm.
Like a whole series of that. Like I think I
Great.
think they could do like Avatar: The Last Airbender, like an Ember Island plays, but they do that about Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah.
I would be about that. I would be totally
Yeah.
about that. The thing is too, Square Enix, and something I've noticed is that they take like whenever they make Kingdom Hearts stuff very seriously, but I always compartmentalize this. Going to the orchestra, they played they played Atlantica,
Oh!
but they played Atlantica for 2 seconds. Song changes. Which the only world they do that to, which they know that Atlantica is just not one of people's favorites. So
Which,
I hope
hot take. I like Atlantica, but
I do too.
people are just
Some
killjoys. Yeah.
in Chain of Memories, I like
People
it in Chain
don't
of
like
Memories.
joy. That's all.
But I'm saying like I imagine if they were to, I guess I don't know the term for it, license Kingdom Hearts to other people, we might get more jokes like that where they kind of do the jab at the like. This is
Yeah.
kind of I would very much like that. Just get it out of Nomura's head sometimes.
I got it. I
And
like
just-
a good jab was like they're in the gummy ship. It's like, all right, guys, where to? We just beat Wonderland. Hey, how about we go there? And it shows Deep Jungle's like, no, we can't go there anymore. And then they skip
Yeah,
to the
see,
next world.
like stuff like that. Like that would be like.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, what you just said about putting it in other people's hands, that's kind of why I'm like skeptical that they would ever make a show, because I mean that's why it fell through originally. They were originally going to make a cartoon, but then
Mhm.
Nomura didn't agree. That I think it went that like he didn't want to not have control over it, right? And they wanted to take all of the control away from him.
Yeah, they wanted to go in the
And
direction
with the-
where like Nomura wasn't involved, and Nomura's like, hey,
Yeah.
listen, nah, this is my story. Like,
Yeah. So I'm skeptical, basically, that they'll, I don't know. I mean, maybe things are changing. Maybe Nomura, it's been so long since Kingdom Hearts 1. Maybe he'll be like, I'm doing Quadratum now, whatever. Do whatever you want.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like, I feel Nomura really just needs to like, have a conversation with people who want to try and adapt his work, because I mean, he lets the manga heads, take full reign of the
Yeah.
manga, right? And he's like, he oversees it, but I mean, like, he doesn't write it. So like, that was really, really nice. And the light novel, not light, they're called light novels, but they're novels. The Kingdom Hearts novels are written by the same team, and those are really, really good. And they add some really interesting lore, which I wish was canon, but not. So like, that's like, I feel they just need to have a really good conversation, Nomura and whoever wants to adapt Kingdom Hearts for a series or whatever, because I mean, at the end of the day, if we do get a Disney Plus series, I feel like a safe bet to also consider is that Square Enix has their own animation team within their company, and they could just probably like animate their own like Kingdom Hearts and like CGI anime and whatnot to just adapt the series into a more condensed
Like with the Unreal
era.
Engine, like they already have it. They could just
Yeah, can you imagine like an anime like from the beginning in the Kingdom shader from Kingdom Hearts 1 all the way up till like 3? That would be interesting.
I'd be down for that. That'd be something.
Is there for sure gonna be a Netflix or a Disney Plus series like that? That's confirmed?
No, it's heavily rumored.
I was gonna say, what if that would be the Verum Rex a series?
No, like I
funny
would
because
take it, but I want to play it. I want to play it.
I do too.
Then
Yeah.
we would literally have to do like every single form of entertainment to get the full Kingdom Hearts story.
That's what life as a Marvel fan
So
is.
funny.
If you're a Marvel fan, you basically go through that now, where the movies and the shows.
My
Whole different
husband's
ones.
reaction at the end of the music game, the Melody of Memories game, was so funny because he was there. I beat it all kind of like on the Switch by myself, but then I put it up on the big screen for like the cutscenes. And they start talking about all the like other dimensions, and he was like, no, they're not putting this at the end of a rhythm game that you had to beat to get this information. And I was like, yes, they are.
All games are canon.
So, yeah.
It's crazy, man. I remember watching that cutscene at the end of Melody of Memory, and my jaw dropped. I'm like, yo, I called this 2 years ago.
I know.
Let's
I was like,
go.
oh my God, are they gonna do it? I was like on the edge of my seat, like, oh my God, Luke, I think they're doing it. I think they're doing the thing people have rumored. And he's like, no, they're not gonna do anything big at the end of this rhythm game. And I was like, yes, they are.
That's some
amazing.
Square Enix stuff. That's some Kingdom Hearts stuff right there.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Kingdom Hearts 2D fighter, where in order to unlock the next cutscene, you have to be top 100 ranking in the leaderboard.
Oh yeah.
That's it.
Nah. No, you have to make sure to beat the secret boss Ansem in less than 20 seconds. And then
You
that's
literally
it.
need to be a fiend to unlock the Kingdom Hearts lore. That's it.
I'm waiting for Kingdom Hearts Beat Saber, where you have to get through
Please!
with your Keyblades, and then at the end there's very important information that you only get if you beat. Beat Saber.
No, I wouldn't.
Fine.
I would not like important information tied behind a VR experience. I'm good. Nah,
it's
I don't want to
okay.
buy a headset. Like, man,
I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. I have to use the bathroom so bad. I'll be right back.
All right.
dang,
I'm
man,
drinking
TMI.
Wine.
Right? Yeah, I saw that wine. I'm gonna have some wine tonight because of that now. Now considering the next topic when Sky comes back, like he'll know what we're talking about and whatnot. A very interesting piece is that now that we know that the future of Kingdom Hearts is upon us in terms of Phase 2 and in terms of the 20th anniversary event, because like I'm telling y'all, it's not gonna be stuff that's only gonna be in an email. We're gonna get game after game announcement, multiple, like I'm give me 3 game announcements, 4 for the month of 4 and the Kingdom Hearts 4, all like a jazz, whatever. Well, that being considered, from what we know with Kingdom Hearts, since we're all geeks and we've all played Kingdom Hearts all the way up until now and whatnot, where do you see the story, the series, the characters going, and what are you most excited for going into the future of Kingdom Hearts, knowing what we know now? And I'm going to throw this over to Sarah first, and I want to get your thoughts. Like, knowing that Sora's stuck in Quadratum, Riku's already on his way to, grab him, and the 20th anniversary is coming, so where do you want the series to go, and what are you excited for the futures of the series?
It's so up in the air right now after ending the Xehanort saga, but I'm like the type of person where I'm just excited to see like what happens. I don't tend to kind of like theorize too much, but I don't know. I really want the whole like Verum Rex stuff, the Quadratum stuff, to be really important because that's really interesting, and I think that's a really cool place to take the series. I'm really excited to see more about like the Kairi stuff, and also the foretellers. That is probably what I'm most interested in right now, just because I have no idea where that's going. So
I'm telling y'all, man, the foretellers are gonna roll up on Sora or whoever gets in their way, just like is gonna blink at them and smoke them. I actually got like a heated response from a couple of people when I said this. Now that you brought up the foretellers, when they were saying that, oh, why would the foretellers be stronger than Xehanort? Why would the foretellers be able to smoke Sora or anyone? I'm like, because like that's the next issue. That's how you write in a new arc, a new enemy. It's like, nah. Yeah, people were like, no, they shouldn't be stronger than Xehanort. We don't know anything about them. I'm like, that's more of the reason why they should be stronger than Xehanort. I want Lucio to run up on Sora and just like, you know, like touch him and then he gets obliterated. You know, like, because that's how you get Sora to get stronger for the next foe. And I'm like, I don't understand where the problem is when like people were like, no, man, that's bad story writing. I'm like, no, it's not. That's how you write.
That's how games are written. They do this all the time. Reset the protagonist level, new game. And they just
Yeah, I want to see Sora get like really OP.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I'm the complete opposite. I want Sora to be in shambles.
Yeah, no, I want him to get completely bodied. Like
And then
I want him like No Way Home ending shambles. Like just the
no spoilers.
No spoilers, but if you know, you know.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, just I need that. I need he's been the light for a lot of people. How about the light be other people for him? He's been I imagine the pressure on him. You know, like we have so many cast of characters that could be like a solid support system for him. It's just I also want them hang out. Let them hang out. Just let me see some character interactions that we never saw in the first arc. Let me see Roxas hang out with Ventus for some reason.
Kingdom Hearts social links confidant system.
Oh my god, I would love that. Are you kidding me?
that'd be awesome.
like a Persona Fire Emblem type thing. I would totally be about that. That would be
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Now I was gonna throw the ball over to you, Erika. Now, so like it's all on you now.
This is gonna be maybe shocking because I literally said earlier tonight that I don't care about games where Sora isn't in them.
No, Yazora. No, listen, Yazora is a Sora. That's him. Night Sky version.
I'm not even talking about Yazora. Here's
Oh, okay,
what
alright.
I'm skeptical that this will ever happen. I want Sora and Riku to be trapped. Like Riku goes to save Sora, and they're
And gets
over their
bodied.
heads, and they are just like in trouble. And you know who has to go save them? Kairi. And Kairi teams up with Donald and Goofy, and now it's Kairi that has to save the boys.
That would
And
be
then
so
it's, like,
refreshing seeing that dynamic.
opposite.
Oh my
Literally
goodness.
my dream come true.
And then so we don't even like see Sora until the end when she saves him, and then they can all three team up, and it would be amazing. And that is what I really want, but I don't know that they're gonna do it. They keep being like, all right, Kairi's gonna be cool, and then she's like, I've been practicing, and then she does nothing, and then she's like, I've been practicing again, and then she does nothing again, and I'm like, please, she's been practicing a long time.
I don't know. That gameplay in Remind was
In Remind,
spicy.
yeah, she went
That
off.
was
Remind was
spicy.
cool. That was the only time I was finally like, yes, this is what I wanted. This
Yeah.
whole
Yo,
time.
and they constructed such a grisly boss fight for her, and I'm like, bro, like the
Yes.
more, yo, that was
Right,
like
I
the
was like,
darkest
finally,
of boss fight I've ever played in
finally.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, Remind was great, but yeah, other than that, she's like not allowed to do anything. Even at the end of her rhythm game, turn into Sora, and I was like, how dare you? What are you doing to me?
Yeah, that was
I was upset. I was like, I love you, Sora, but get out of here.
Oh man.
yeah.
This is
Erica-
not your moment.
I understand. I definitely understand. But I saw it in like I saw it as a double-edged sword. Like one, I'm like, damn, you're gonna take that moment away from Kairi. But two, I felt like, you know, since Xehanort was like an embodiment of her past traumas, it's like, okay, that's a good allegory for like saying that it's okay to accept help from other people. But then also from a narrative point, that also like pushed the story along. That Xehanort's like, oh, that's where you are. Like, you know, so.
Yeah, I felt like Kairi was like not that important in Melody of Memory, but yet she was like marketed as like the face of Melody of Memory. That was like the
It's
weird
so weird,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So when I got to the end of Melody of Memory, I was like, all right, here's where it is. Kairi's gonna shine. Sora again, and I was like, what do I have to do? So then at the end of Melody of Memory, she's like, I'm gonna go train with Aqua, and I'm like, all right. Now is your time. You're setting up. Now you're training with Aqua. Now, can you please go save the boys? They're getting in over their heads. They're gonna be trapped in this other dimension. Take Donald and Goofy. It would be so great. The three of them together would be hilarious. I love it.
Yazora is already claiming heads, bro. He already took out Sora. Ryuko's gonna roll up. It's like, where's Sora? And he's gonna body him too. And then like it's good. look at Sora and Riku were like, "Yo, Kairi, help, like."
And she's gonna feel it in her heart, and she's gonna be like, I have to go. And then everyone's gonna be like, it's too dangerous. And then she'll be like, I know. And she'll go get Donald and Goofy and be like, we gotta go without telling them. And then they'll be like, okay. And then they'll go. And then Mickey will be like, where are they? Oh,
That'd
no,
be adorable.
they're by themselves. And then Aqua will be like, ah, crap, we gotta go get them. And then they'll go after. It'll be great.
I love that
Or
because
I can help you.
I love that because Donald and Goofy are historically rule breakers.
Yep.
Because they're for the boy. They're like, word? Like, let's go.
And if it was to save Sora, they would like not hesitate. They'd be like, all right, yeah, let's go. We're already in the ship. Here we go. We're on our way. So, yeah, I mean, come on, please. It's set up for Kairi savior game.
You said a Kairi Donald Goofy like interaction. I just thought about it. I'm thinking about like because Donald's typically negative, and like Sora and Donald, how they bounce back at each other. They kind of clap. But what if Donald was trying to clap with Kairi, and Kairi just says something really nice? And Donald's just
so
like,
nice.
tiny.
Like,
Yo, Kairi's just like, oh yeah, no, we could do that. And Donald's like,
yeah.
but I'm not used to this non-combative energy.
Dynamic. I feel like because also like Donald and Goofy have been like really involved with trying to save Kairi a lot, but they haven't really like spent time with her. So it would be cool to see the three of them.
And those two would be like protecting her because they know how much she means to Sora. Like
three of them care so much about Sora. So it's like, oh, they would all be fighting for the same thing. It'd be so good. Please.
That was nice. That was hype. Oh my goodness. All right, now Sky, were we able to hear what the topic was while you were away?
Yeah.
All right, then the ball's over to you now.
No, I was saying it just like that. Just the Donald, Goofy, and Kairi thing. Like that is, I would love that. Like you said that, and now it started writing in my head. Like it was just like okay, like I could definitely see that. Like Sora's like but like we gotta make sure Kairi's okay. We gotta get to Sora. Like we gotta do what we gotta do. And Donald is like, yeah, they all have that same energy of like we got a mission. We're going somewhere in uncharted waters, and we're going to find our friends. And I love that. Or I adore that. And they could, hang out. That'd be cool. I like that's my number one thing. Just like get characters who don't hang out to hang out with each other.
And Kairi can be, she can be a little sassy. So I feel like she's not just like a cute little princess. She could be a little bit sneaky.
Yo, you want to know because Kairi, like a lot of people's like, oh, Kairi's got no personality. Like if you guys have been actually paying attention in the Kingdom Hearts games, Kairi has that fiery, sassy personality. Yeah. I'm just imagining a narrative in my head right now. Like it's writing it in my head. Like let me tell you what's written in my head right now. Like you guys said, oh, Kairi's like, oh, I'm having a dream about Sora and Riku. I gotta go. Aqua's like, no, it's too dangerous. It's like, okay, fine, I won't go. Sneaks off. Oh, Donald, Goofy, can you help me? It's like, oh yeah, we can help you, but how do we get to that world of Quadratum, right? And then Mickey's like, what are you guys doing? And then it's like, oh, we're gonna go save Sora. It's like, no, you're not. And then they're like, it's too dangerous because Mickey's definitely like there's multiple times Mickey's like, no, you're not doing it. And then Mickey's like, Mickey, can you imagine this scene where he's like, no, we have to save Sora because like it's Sora, we have to do it. And Donald's like, yeah. And then Mickey's like, well, I don't know how you're gonna get there because I'm the only one left here that knows how to use the power of waking. And then can you imagine if when Kairi just does it? It's like, I was able to figure it out, right? And then like
maybe she learned a little bit when Sora went to get her with the
exactly. Like I was able to pick up from it.
Like I need them to clown Sora. Yeah. Like, yo, you had Kairi lap you in Keyblade skill? Like you her ass. Like
what if Kairi was made a Kingdom Hearts or a Keyblade master before Sora was
please. I would love that. I would love that. Because then he's like,
that's high chance.
Oh my god.
Speaking of that, I was so mad when I played Dream Drop Distance. Like I've grown. I've grown. I am a lot more mature now. However, I was so upset that Riku became a Keyblade master before Sora, and I understand, oh yeah, he's had more character development, he's been through a lot, I get it, okay, but Sora, he saves everyone every time, okay, that made me so upset, but I get it now, I'm just, sorry,
You're good.
I'm still mad about it because it's all Yensid's fault, okay, Sora also would have passed the test,
so
it was Yensid's fault for letting him get captured. Hello, your test was not good, you could have just done and they can just spot some balls of light, but no.
It's like no. Yensid,
dangerous waking nonsense.
Yensid's like, this is not only a test, but it's also a job because I need someone to do this. Like, it's like this needs to get done. Like,
sleep.
And then he's like,
So-
oh, I'll keep track of them. But then immediately they get like thrown off. And he's just like, maybe something's weird, but I don't know. Whatever. I'll just leave it alone for a while.
So the
And
reason
then he
why
has the
I didn't
audacity to be like, only one of you actually did it. Like, well, get out of here, you stupid
So-
sorcerer.
The reason why I didn't get mad when playing Dream Jump Distance, like coming to the fact that Sora wasn't gonna be a master, is that halfway through playing the game, because I constantly dropping between Riku and Sora. Halfway through the game, I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, this is Riku's game. I was able to like figure this out. Like, yeah, this is Riku's game. And at the end, there we go. Riku gets more bosses. Riku gets more playtime. Riku becomes a master.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring it off topic.
No. Yo, perfect. That's
Glad
the
you
perfect. That's the point of the fifth dimension. Get off
I'm
topic.
glad I'm not
man.
alone. I felt like I was the only one who was angry about that, because other people I talked to were like, no, because it was great because it meant so much to Riku, and I was like, it can still mean a lot to Riku when Sora also gets it. What the
Right.
heck?
Now-
Ugh.
Here's apparently a hot take, like an unpopular opinion. I say this all the time and stuff. Sora doesn't need to be a master.
No, he's already.
I
That's
agree.
the
He's
other
his
thing.
career. Because the master
Doesn't
is
need
just
a
the
master.
title. It's
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
the
I was
title.
like, does he need someone to tell him he's a master? He's like saved
Yeah.
the universe multiple times by the time they take that test. Even he at the beginning of the game is like, we already.
Yeah, it's like, yo, that's just a formality, right? What's good? Like,
Yeah.
While I agree, I feel like he deserves that big emotional moment of finally being told he's the Keyblade Master, especially because in Kingdom Hearts 1, he was called the Keyblade Master.
yeah, but I mean, like, knowing
that.
Sora's character, especially what happened after Dream Job Distance and leading into 3, do you think he cares? Like, I don't think
care.
Sora.
Well, he's only cared about his
My
homies.
point.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think
know
Sora
he doesn't
cares.
seem to
Like,
care that much. He's just like, whatever, yay, Riku, I'm cool.
yeah.
Like, it's much
I
more
care
important to
on his
Riku to get it,
behalf.
I think. Like,
Yeah.
when Riku got it, it was like a big deal. He's like, he finally conquered, the darkness issue he was dealing with. So that was a bigger deal for him. So Sora to be like, I'm chilling. That's great, because that's just on brand. That's why. The
Yeah,
next
he's
saga
like
needs to
Sora's
crush
like
him.
Sora's the perfect friend.
Saga-
Like,
The next
he
saga
wasn't
needs to
mad.
kill him.
See, Sora's the perfect friend. Sora didn't get mad. Sora didn't sulk. He's all like, yo, word, Riku, you're a master. Yo, let's go. Right? And then Terra's all like, man, I need to be alone right now. Man,
Stupid
like,
Terra.
Uh,
I hate Terra so much.
see, that's one thing. That's one thing I can always rely on Erika for. Like, if I know my chat don't got me, if I know the keykeepers don't got me, if I know the fucking Twitterverse don't got me, I know Erika got me, man.
Terra
Fuck
caused
Terra.
the death of all his friends.
Terra
He's an
slander?
idiot.
Yes.
He's like, he sees this evil sorceress who's like, I'm evil and dark, and he's like, you seem smart. I'm gonna trust you. Like, you dumb idiot. What are you doing?
I
What
love
a
it.
moron. Whenever people are like, Sora's stupid, he's a dumb protagonist, I'm like, have you seen Terra though? Because he's much stupider and a lot less fun to be around. So.
And he's an adult.
No.
Like, Sora's
And
just a
he's
kid.
an adult. Thank you. He's like 20. Sora's like 14. He's a child. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Man.
Ugh. Terra should know better. He's so salty. Look what he did. Got his teacher killed.
Look
Everyone's
what
dead
he
because of him.
did.
Look what he's done. He caused
You
so much-
described the lives of
He
millions.
probably
And-
caused, hundreds of deaths over the years.
And you know what's so funny about the whole Terra situation is that whenever I see people on Twitter or on here or anything like that, when people say Terra did nothing wrong, and I'm like, that's factually incorrect.
Right.
He did do something wrong. That's the whole
Did
point.
nothing wrong.
I agree.
He had to do something wrong for Kingdom Hearts to be.
Yeah.
Like that's the whole point. Like where it's like Terra did nothing wrong. I'm like, no, he did. Because if he didn't do anything wrong, then we wouldn't have Kingdom Hearts, literally. Because that's the whole
I
point.
guess in theory
Like-
we should thank him for that because then we got Kingdom Hearts.
No thanks.
because of all things that he
No
did.
That
thanks.
is true, but I
Like-
think that he could still become a Keyblade Master, because
Nah,
Riku
man, he's
did a
over the
lot
hill.
wrong.
He's over the
Riku
hill.
did a lot
Yeah.
wrong, and
That's
now he's a
true.
Keyblade Master. That's all I'm saying.
Yo, you know what? You know what? I'm so sorry, Sarah, to cut you off, but you know what infuriated me? Like at that scene and reminding, it's like, oh, look at you, you're a Cleveland master. I got nothing left to teach you. I'm like, you didn't teach him shit. You didn't do anything. What? Nah, Terra was that
What's
big
that?
ass
It's-
smug face.
What's that meme where it's like,
Tuxedo
you didn't
mask?
even do nothing?
Yeah, tuxedo mask.
Yeah.
Terra's like, I got nothing left to teach you. It's like, of course, because you taught him nothing to begin with. Like,
Terra's-
oh my god.
Terra's a narcissist. He's like,
Yeah, he is. Oh my
Okay,
god.
I will say
He has his head up his ass, bro.
he's in the best position in this next saga. Like he is number
He's
one
probably
in
gonna
my
have a
heart.
great redemption.
He's
sure.
about to go crazy. Terra's about to
Yeah.
go crazy,
He's
bro.
gonna be like Captain Marvel, comes in at the last second, just bodies everyone, and everyone's
Said-
like, thank God Terra's here.
He will make this right. I believe in him.
Yeah, no, he has
Man, Erika in Kingdom Hearts 3 is all like, Terra, please watch over them for me. Like, what? You want this to repeat again? I'm pretty sure he didn't learn his lesson. Like,
No. He's been, I mean, really has time even passed for him? Like, it's been, I don't know, like a moment for him, kind of, right?
No,
He's been kind of stuck in, like, a darkness limbo.
yeah,
So-
time passes for all three of them, but they didn't physically age. So I mean, they have
Yeah.
like 10 years
But it's
plus
unclear
experience.
how much, if he's kind of like kind of alive in his body, but like not really. Like, what does that mean even for his consciousness?
Oh, you mean Ericus? Oh no, yeah.
No, Terra. 'Cause
Oh,
he-
Terra? No,
he-
Terra was awake the whole time. He was
I
there.
don't know. Was he? Are
Yeah,
you sure?
yeah.
I feel like he was in and out. I don't know.
He was in and out
They
between.
were when the writers needed him to be there. That was just
Yeah, exactly. And the rest of the time he was taking a little nap.
He was
He
in
wakes
and
up
out
and
of
he's like,
Xehanort's
"Oh,
heart
okay."
and the Guardian. So yo, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
like, the Birth by Sleep trio is about to go crazy this next time. Ventus especially, because he has so much like
yes, Ventus
bochinche
has
around
tons
him.
of-
Like he's
much
about to go
baggage.
to them like I killed someone. I gotta tell y'all. I'm excited.
Him
It's
and
gonna
Rox
be great.
is to hang out more because they look the same, but they're very opposite personalities, and I want them to hang out. It would be so funny.
Like, can you
That's-
imagine them having that conversation? Ventus is like, "Yo, Rox, I gotta be real with you. I killed somebody, right?" And then Rox is like, "Yo, me too." Like,
Dude, they dab each other up like. Nah, honestly,
Be like,
everybody,
"Good job, buddy. I'm proud of you."
everybody got a body
What?
count in this
No.
series. Like, just
Oh.
has anyone not killed anyone?
Right.
Is there anyone?
Kyrie, yeah.
Kyrie hasn't killed anyone.
Yeah, Kyrie's very pure.
Killed a
Terra
couple
definitely killed-
heartless.
She's next.
Yeah,
That's the.
okay.
She's
Yeah.
I know. See, Kyrie needs her. People have been asking for her Kyrie game for so long. She's one of the main trio. Come on.
See, look, now
No,
I
wait.
want that Kyrie Donald Goofy game.
Wait,
I don't know
I'm
what
trying-
it is,
It would
but I
be
need
so
that.
fun.
Wait, I'm trying to think. Aqua didn't kill anybody.
Yeah, maybe you're
Yeah.
right.
All right, so
Chat, anyone want to fact check that? Cause
No,
Human being.
Not a
like
but like
a
a
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terra killed multiple people. Ventus killed someone. Aqua didn't kill anybody. Sora killed.
Sora is a sociopath. Sora is apeshit.
Sora's body count is all over the place. Riku killed people. Roxas
I
killed
have-
people.
half in my mind. I'm like, they had to add in that if you kill a nobody, they can come back as their somebody just to like.
Yeah,
get
but you
Sora
still
off
killed
of
them.
murdering Everyone.
You still
I
killed
know,
them
but
though.
then they can be like, well, they helped them. He didn't kill them. He
Sora
saved
is-
them.
Also, Sora killed
Sora's
Clayton.
Sora's cold-blooded.
Yeah, Sora killed Clayton. Sora killed the bad guy from Mulan.
He killed Clayton.
Yeah,
the
no, he-
alien fell on him. He
He
didn't.
killed
All right. He killed.
Boogie Boogie.
He killed the thing that killed
Yeah,
him.
he killed Oogie Boogie. He killed what was the bad guy's name from
Jafar is
Mulan?
gone. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
he killed Jafar.
The Huns, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shan Yu, is that his name?
Yeah.
Shang Yu. Yeah, he killed Xehanort. He straight up killed Xehanort.
The thing, no, my
Sorry.
favorite is when he killed Larxene in Kingdom Hearts 3, and he looks her right in the eye with a big smile on his face. He's like, "You're gonna be recompleted."
Yeah, he's like so happy. See, they added that to be
Like-
like he's helping them.
Like Sora is cold-blooded. That's
And then they
it.
also, because okay, I feel like also it used to be that like the nobodies and the somebodies were like different people, like right. I feel like in the knowledge that we had like a decade ago, that was the consensus of like, okay, so there somebodies were different people, and we had this because like Roxas was a different person, and I know it's
Yeah.
different, but people were like, oh, all the nobodies are like their own person, and then the somebodies.
Unless
But
under special
then-
cases, yeah.
But then in Kingdom Hearts 3, and before that, when Axel turned into Lee, and he was like, you can call me Axel. I'm like, okay, so they're the same person. So he's
Yeah.
just completed again. And I feel like they did that for the same reason, to be like, see, Sora didn't kill anyone because they weren't different people. They're the same people, just without hearts. So,
So
Wait.
Nomura, Nomura actually had a really interesting interview on how that works when nobodies get recompleted and whatnot. And I'm like, that's so interesting because even if you get recompleted, depending on how you get recompleted, you could still be in the red zone. So apparently, the way your nobody was destroyed, when you get recompleted, your actual body sustains the same damage that you took when you died as a nobody. That's the reason why Vexen and Dylan didn't wake up at first in Dream Drop Distance because they got bodied so badly that they had to like, okay, listen, you gotta sleep this off for a little bit, right? And I'm like, right? And I'm like, yo, Vexen literally had it. Yeah, the Vexen got inside out incinerated. So I'm like, bro, that what do you call it? What's that thing called?
That's crazy. That's
You
think about it. That was in 2004. This man just lit up his insides in this Disney
and then
game.
Sora's face of horror seeing it happen in real time. He's like, yo, who are you people?
Okay, can I just briefly say, and I think I mentioned this last time I was on your show, it really makes it difficult as someone who's been writing a continuous fan fiction for the past, 12 years when all these rules change about all these nobodies out of nowhere. And I'm like, God damn it, my story relies on the old rules that aren't real anymore. About how, like, they didn't age, but now all of a sudden, no, they do age when they're nobodies because they're the same person.
The more retcons for his life. There's people out there who think this was planned from the gate, and there's probably ideas, but there's no way. The level of management to be like, I know what's gonna happen 30 years from now. That's insane. That's insane.
I'm pretty sure.
We did interviews back in the day that completely contradict what is happening now.
Well, I mean, like, I feel
they feel it out. They feel it out, and I'm okay with that.
I feel Nomura has a fucking binder. No, honestly, I honestly believe this. I honestly believe Nomura has a binder since the beginning of like plot points that are like far and in between. And it's like, all right, when I get here, then I'll start exploring that avenue. And when I get here,
by that logic, do you think Kingdom Hearts has an ending, like an official, like an ending? Like, not a franchise that makes money, but like a definitive, like, we won't see any more games in this series.
Yeah,
that has been written.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No, just like
I don't think so either.
Ono confirmed.
Get there when we get there.
Yeah, Ono, like, but once again, I feel it's a plot point. I'm like, okay, so he has it at the end of the folder. It's like, all right, Kingdom Hearts will end in this manner-ish, and I'll flesh it out when I get there, if I get there.
So
I feel like that's what it is.
You think there's an out?
There's an out. There's an out, right? Just like Ono, like the guy who does One Piece, like he knows the ending. And he's had the ending in his head since the beginning. It's just like, oh, we just gotta get there, right? And he's like, oh, is the One Piece an actual thing? He's like, yes, the One Piece is an actual thing. It's not friendship. It's a tangible thingy, right? And I'm like, I feel that's the same with Nomura, but it's just like, okay, it's just a bridge we cross once we get there. So
okay, but that concerns
Oda, sorry, not Ono. I'm sorry, Oda.
I wonder how fleshed out that is. Do you think it's maybe like a sentence? Like,
yeah, no, a sentence. I honestly think it's a sentence, just a sentence.
Like, you could sum up Kingdom Hearts 3's penultimate ending in a sentence.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what else had its ending planned from the beginning, and then 10 years later tried to do the exact ending that they planned all along, and it was horrible?
How I Met Your Mother?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew exactly.
It needs to evolve with the story. Like, please don't do what you planned in the beginning. If you planned something all along, no.
That's wild.
I understand that is one of the greatest sitcoms of all time, with one of the most historically disliked endings.
We rewatched it again recently, and I was like, oh my god. Like,
so
why?
the funniest thing about that show is that that's like my fiance's favorite sitcom ever, right? And I never watched it. I'm like, what's the hype about it? Yo, we binged that show like in the span of 3 months. We binged it, and I'm like, yo, this show is amazing. And then I saw the ending. I'm like, oh, so that's the ending everyone was talking about, bro. That was dog shit. Like,
yeah. And the reason was because they had filmed the kids like 10 years earlier, and for some reason they were like, well, we filmed the kids, so we have to use the footage. And I'm like, no, just don't use the footage of the kids, okay? Like, you don't need them in it. But no, they were really married to that idea. They were like, we already filmed this scene with the kids in season 1 or the beginning of season 2, so we gotta do that. And no, that was bad.
You know, I remember there was interviews about the actors. One of the actresses, the one who played Lily, she went up to the writer and was like, "Hey, yeah,
I hate Lily, by the way.
like we're still doing this," and then she was like, "Yeah." So
yeah. So when you say he's had the ending plan from the start, it concerns me. But
I don't want to say
like, what do you
like,
think is the
planned and like it's planned is a very strong word. I just like I just feel it's like a sentence or two. Like for Kingdom Hearts 3, I felt the two sentences he had on his planner was that the sentence he had on his planner for Kingdom Hearts 3, and I get it. I'm a fucking blow your minds really quick. He's like, everyone comes back but Sora. That's literally like, you know, what he had like lined up for Kingdom Hearts 3. And then like under that he put an asterisk, and under that it's like Final Fantasy verse 13 time. Let's go. Like
oh my god, no, I imagine too, because like I imagine like the whole Final Fantasy 13 development, like the whole Final Fantasy 15 development definitely had a heavy emphasis on Kingdom Hearts 3. Like it shows. And it makes me think, like, what happens if he was able to complete the game? Yeah. Where would Kingdom Hearts 3 be if Final Fantasy 13 Verse is released as intended? You know? Isn't that interesting? There's a what if episode somewhere about this.
The divergent path.
Yeah.
But like Nomura after he saw what was going on with Verse 13 that became 15, he like, he literally snuck that into 3. It's like, fine, I'll do it myself. Like
no, he's powerful enough that he was like, fine, I'll put it in my other franchise. And I'm like, cool,
man.
Great. Good job.
Like, can you imagine? Like, there's a bunch of like, none of this is confirmed, but it's like it's a popular theory thanks to game theory and whatnot about the whole development of the Frozen world in Kingdom Hearts 3. That was never confirmed, by the way. That's all theorization. There's no interviews to support what MatPat was saying about like, you know, how Nomura was going to tackle that world and not. Let's just say it was, right? Let's just say Disney decided to like put their hand in the pot because we have multiple interviews dictating otherwise, saying that unless it's something really radical, Nomura has pure free reign over the Disney worlds he is allowed to use, right? So let's, for a second, assume, just for a little bit, that Disney did step in and say, okay, listen, you're going to do this for Frozen. You can use Frozen, but you got to do this, this, and this, right? And Nomura's like, okay, fine. In exchange, I get to do Versus 13. And then like, and then Disney's like, Verse 13, what's that? Whatever, sign off. Like.
Yeah,
it's possible.
That would make sense. Yeah, because I feel like they're very protective of Frozen, so I feel like it's
you can't antagonize Elsa.
Yeah, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility that, because that world that world bothers me because nothing happens. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are we there? And like Larxene makes a whole ice palace. That doesn't make any sense. She doesn't have ice powers. And it just is like, it should have been.
She's able to move the water frozen
that's
using.
Dumb. That's stupid. But it should.
Can we get the science on that?
It would have been such a perfect story to have Elsa being like, you know, turning into a Heartless. Like, that goes. But I can see how Disney would be like, no. We're making Frozen 2. You can't. She's the protagonist. You can't do that. So I feel like I'm just speculating as well, but I feel like it's very plausible that that's what happened.
Here's another hot take.
If you got a trade, that makes sense. Yeah. So.
Here's another hot take. In my opinion, gameplay-wise, not story-wise, but oh god, you guys are gonna crucify me.
I agree.
No, listen.
Arendelle, I am there.
No, listen.
I am there. I'm pose on everybody. I love that world.
So I actually liked Arendelle a lot, and I see people in the chat, and I'm about to get crucified for this. Arendelle is not the worst world in Kingdom Hearts 3. The worst Disney world in Kingdom Hearts 3, and I'm bracing myself for impact right now. The worst world in Kingdom Hearts 3 is Monsters Inc.
Whoa, that's
pretty.
What we're gonna say.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's not the worst.
It's a hallway.
That's not the most.
It's a hallway. It's a hallway.
I agree.
It's a hallway. It's a hallway.
No, that's not the most outlandish opinion, is what I'm saying. It's very basic.
Yeah,
it's a very run of the mill world.
I would say I agree. I think that was one of my least favorites. Frozen
It's a
and
holiday.
they're my
It's
least
mid.
favorite too. However,
It's
the cutscenes at the end of Monsters Inc. are good.
No, I love the story of Monsters Inc. I love the story of Monsters Inc.
Monsters Inc. has the better story, so I
Yeah.
have to
Yeah,
say
Monsters Inc.
that.
has a great
It's one
story,
of the
but
only
it
ones with, like, an
man.
original story to it, which I liked.
This is the
So-
thing I-
Yo, and the blob, like, ugh.
about
The
Kingdom
blob.
Hearts 3 in general. There's a lot of places where, because I feel like these in Kingdom Hearts 2 the worlds are a lot more developed than they were in the previous. They like have these major set pieces, but I feel like they kind of stopped a little too early. Because Monstropolis could have been a lot better if they did the whole instead of just the factory. You know, there's
Yeah.
the city aspect. One of the biggest scenes is in the restaurant, and I always loved that. I was like, okay, so. I thought it was okay. I totally agree, though. It's pretty mid, like medium. It is a
Yeah.
medium world, so I could see why that would be your least favorite.
Yeah, I agree. It's like medium for me.
It's a middle place world, harmless.
Yeah.
And
It's
this
a
is
joke,
this is not counting, 100 Acre Wood. We don't count that. That doesn't count. It's
No,
not like
no,
it's not
that's
a world.
not.
Yeah,
It's like-
yeah, no.
So- Now, okay, now good topic to get us going on this tangent, and I'll begin. Best Disney Kingdom Hearts world. For me, frame one. I don't have to think about it, bro. I love that world. Yo, Pirates of the Caribbean. The Caribbean, that world is
In
so
2,
godlike. No,
In
in
one,
3. Shut up,
I
Sky.
don't know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you just really like boxes. I don't know.
No, you're shut the fuck up.
Boats.
All right. So for me, Pirates, the Caribbean. All right, Erica, what do you think?
Okay, I have to comment on that really fast because I agree gameplay-wise, that one's really fun. But again, the story on that world just like doesn't make sense to me. So I'm like, it annoys me. I'm like, this wasn't even this. He was crabs the whole time. I don't understand. Like, it doesn't make sense. Oh my god, it frustrates me. But anyway, that aside, I think my favorite Disney world is the Lion King world.
Oh no, wait. Sorry.
really-
I meant
Does it
for
have to
3
be Kingdom
specifically.
Hearts 3?
Yeah,
Oh.
specifically. Yeah. Sorry.
Well, fine. Then probably not Arendelle. Probably Corona.
Okay.
I
Tangled.
like Rapunzel, and I felt like it was so pretty when you slide down the hill, and it was so cool. All the things that you got to do on the way, and yeah, I like that one a lot.
Okay. What do you think, Sarah?
Toy box.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Toy box is just really cozy for me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I just like the way it makes me feel.
You know, a lot of people don't like Toy Box, and I don't
I
understand
hate
why.
Toy Box.
Oh, there you go.
No, I know. I can explain. A lot
Oh,
of the games.
because he hates
a lot of the
Gigases. Ah, you go. You go.
because that's the majority of.
No,
that world.
yo,
That's a lot of
yo,
puzzles.
yo, I cannot wait for you to play Varimex. It's gonna be so much fun. You're gonna fight a Gigas frame one,
No,
and I'm gonna be like, I
okay,
love
My
Gigas.
thing is, I'm
Man.
down to fight the Gigas. Don't put me in the Gigas.
No,
How about
you're gonna
that?
be
How
put in
about-
the Gigas.
Don't put me in that machine.
Yo,
I'd
have you
rather
seen
swing
no?
with the Keyblade.
Have you seen the trailers for Versus 13? Yo, that shit has Gigas all over it because Noctis can go inside of those machines and whatnot. And I'm like, oh man, the Mora's revenge. Oh, I hope.
Can I
you're
tell
ready.
you the fight or flight experience I felt when Gigas showed up during Yozora? I need you to understand the trauma. Because, like, for them to show up, you got to make it pretty far in that fight. Like, that's like his DM. You're like, okay, he's kind of going crazy. And then the first thing I saw with these mechs, and I was like, I think I should turn the game on. I just think I made it this far. My mental health is not okay right now. You know how hard it is to learn this fight? No.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, what's your favorite world then?
Oh, 100% Tangled, I will say. Rapunzel, I say Rapunzel hard carries that world.
Yeah,
She
she's
is so charming, and I think that should be the blueprint for all Disney worlds moving forward. I think especially worlds that like lay out the plot of the film, so like Pirates. How cool would it have been if like Jack kind of drops expositional text while you're playing? You know how you're trying to get places? You know, he just kind of does he says his perspective to fill out the blanks. You know, I feel like that would be nice. They do it sometimes.
It wasn't even Jack, so like he wasn't even with you.
Yeah, right. Leave some crab man. Like, why is he? No.
So-
But like, I would say I liked Rapunzel because she tied like her personality tied directly into the level design, which I was like, that's cool. So I hope they
Yeah.
do more of that.
So, going off the Caribbean, and you guys call him Crabman or whatever, because we know the crabs were sent by the goddess. I forgot her name, the sea goddess. I felt
So-
that moment was actually pretty Tiadama, but her name is Calypso. There you go. Sorry. Wait, did one of y'all say it? I didn't hear y'all.
Yeah, I said
Wait.
Calypso.
Oh, I'm sorry, Calypso.
Alright.
I felt that was kind of meta when you found out that Jack wasn't real, and then everything you see for Kingdom Hearts 3, Kingdom Hearts 3 Remind, and Melody of Memory, because Calypso through Jack told Sora something very interesting, where she said to him, "No sea can contain you, so go far now, Sora. Like you shall go far." No wait, something like it's like no sea can contain you, and far you shall go, right? And I'm like, oh, like she knew that like this Quadratum thing was coming. Like I'm like, okay, whoa,
Break
nah.
the universe open.
Yeah, I was like, after I realized that, I went back and played the whole game, and I'm like, yo, there's a lot of hints leading towards like Sora's fate and whatnot.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No, go
I
for
have
it.
to go. No, I have to go.
Oh.
So I thought it was ending at 10. That's why I was like, oh.
Oh no.
okay, 'cause,
Oh
like,
wait, it's past 10. Oh damn, that's
yeah,
weird.
we've been chatting for
we
a
talked
minute,
a
so I was
long
like,
time.
okay.
Yeah. Now there's a good time to end then. Yeah. So we all finished the last question, and thank y'all so much for being on the show. Oh my God, it's been so much. It's so great. And if you guys don't know all these beautiful people, they all stream. So you should definitely check out all of their channels. You can check out SkywardWing over at SkywardWing Live on Twitch. You can check out Sarahkey over at Sarahkey on Twitch. And you can check out Erika Harlacher over on With a K Games on Twitch. It's With a K Games.
I actually stream on YouTube now. Sorry, but it's with a K Games on YouTube.
With the
as
K
well.
Games on YouTube now.
Yes,
And, you know, it's been such a fun time. And thank y'all so much for making the 50th episode of The Fifth Dimension so special. You guys really, like, knocked it out of the park with this one. So, leading off with Sarah going into Sky and then ending off with Erika, you guys want to say your final piece? Go ahead, Sarah.
Thank you for having me. I had a lot of fun. I will talk about Kingdom Hearts at any moment. So thank you very much.
No, thank you so much for being here. All right, Sky.
Yeah, no, I always love being a guest. It's very therapeutic to just gush without, having to edit anything. It's just raw, and like I love the series, and I also hate the series. But that's just as a fan, that's just the life we live.
He's wrong,
Love it.
but
All right,
yeah.
I love Kingdom Hearts, but I hate Kingdom Hearts. So that is just how it is. But thank you for having me. Always a good time.
It's a difficult life we've chosen as
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts fans.
But it's the only life I'll choose. All right, Erika, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much for having me. Yeah, I could talk about Kingdom Hearts for a gajillion hours straight, obviously. I didn't realize it had been 2 hours. I thought it had been like 30 minutes. So,
Yo, same.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you so much. If you guys like Kingdom Hearts, check out my puppet show on YouTube. And I'm hopefully going to make more songs for it this year. I also have a single coming out on the 31st of this month. It's
Plug
not
it,
Kingdom
plug it,
Hearts
plug it,
related,
plug it,
but I
plug
wanna
it.
plug it anyway. Yeah. So it's going to be streaming everywhere on January 31st. I hope you listen to it. Yay.
Oh,
Very
I'm gonna
cool.
listen to it. Awesome.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? Before I end the show, over to Sky and Sarah. Erika was the only one who actually did that segment right, because like y'all were just thanking me for being on the show, and I'm like, no, this was meant for y'all to like plug
to plug.
yourselves. Yeah, like.
Yes, so I didn't know.
Like,
I'm
I'm not
sorry.
look, I'm thanking y'all for being here. You don't have to thank me. Like y'all doing me a favor. What?
Okay. All right, Sarah, try it again from the top. You got it.
Okay,
I'm not good at this. Okay, I was like, yes, he plugged me. I don't have to do it. Let's go. Okay. Hi, I'm Sarahkey. I love Kingdom Hearts. Obviously, it's my favorite thing ever. I used to be Keyblade Sarah. I have a YouTube and I do variety stuff over there. And same with on Twitch. I like to play games that I've never played before, and obviously sprinkle in my favorite Kingdom Hearts. And I'm just really awkward, but yeah.
Awesome. Skip Devil May Cry 2, please.
I started it.
Oh.
It's too late. It's too late. We lost her. All right, Sky.
You could catch me at youtube.com/skyward. I'm planning to upload a lot more soon, because I'm getting editors. That's gonna make my life so much easier. God bless. I cannot wait to go through that entire process. It's gonna be so fun. And I'm really, I want you to know, and everyone in this chat, I need you to know how hard I am going in for this 20th anniversary because Kingdom Hearts is so important to me, and I'm so excited to just gush about it. The first thing I'm talking about is these cloud ports because, I'm very excited. I guess that's it.
Positive, like Sora, Donald, and Goofy. Keep smiling. Maybe
Exactly.
something good will happen.
And this is how I'm gonna end up the stream. Erika, I'm telling you right now, like I have good internet. When the games come out, I am telling y'all the chat, let me try it first. I'm actually gonna probably end up trying to buy like a $400 router to see if that will help. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing.
But have you been trying to play it while also streaming it?
I did on and off, and they were both equally not good.
Suspicious.
Yeah. I have a clip. I have a clip. I recorded it. So
you have to get it from a whole new account to like download the demo again to play the thing. So
I borrow Ella's Switch.
Kingdom Hearts 1 upside down on my couch on my Switch, and it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be 240p, run at 10 frames per second. Yep.
You know, I don't remember what it's supposed to look like because it's been a while, so I don't care.
Maybe 240p is the default. That's just the word.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
All right, so before I toss y'all to the wind, oh my goodness, I hate when my computer does this. Wait. So I borrow Ella's Switch.
Kingdom Hearts 1 upside down on my couch on my
Turn it off.
Oh, okay. My bad. Before I toss y'all to the wind, yo, what is going on with my?
We're stuck here forever.
No, you're good. The Fifth Dimension is not only a talk show that I have, but it's also a Twitch stream I run in order to give the focus to aspiring streamers, and there's a lot of people streaming today. So, we're gonna go ahead and raid one of them. The lucky one we're gonna raid really quick is, we're gonna go ahead and raid Jashish, who streams a lot of Kingdom Hearts, another awesome Kingdom Hearts fan. Currently streaming Just Chatting, but let's see what they are gonna be streaming today. So we're gonna go and raid Jashish and show them our love, and I hope you guys will join us next week for the next episode of the Fifth Dimension. Big thanks to everyone who's here. Big thanks to all of my guests, and Kingdom Hearts is gonna go in. It's our year once again, ladies and gentlemen. The hype does not stop. So until the event, this has been HMK and the Fifth Dimension, and we will check you guys later.